around getting the show started. In fact, just went live on Facebook and YouTube. So, brother Asim, man, it's good to see you, man, and I hope to chop it up with you, man, during the show, bro. Yes, sir. No doubt, fam. Well, it's good to see you, man. And, man, good to chop it up with you. And yes, thank you for that nomination, bro. I look forward to getting to know her. Yes. yes. So, look forward to seeing you soon, broski. Yes, people. I want to also say good morning to Eunice and again to Rob. I also want to say good morning to Allegra Jackson, who's hanging out over here on Facebook, and my people's on YouTube. Allegra, good morning to you. Hope all is well. Yes. As always, I'm excited about starting this experience, and I like to get the morning started off with a few thoughts. The first thought, though, is that I want to reiterate and say, if you were not here yesterday on Clubhouse, or if you were not aware of what yesterday was, first of all, we brought in the day yesterday here on the AP show, saying a huge good morning and a huge happy birthday to the one and only Clubhouse. Yesterday, Clubhouse turned one. And most people don't even realize it because of the fact a lot of us came in the flood of November 2020, and coming through that November, December time, like when this app had another big boost. And so that's what it was, and that's what it continues to be. This big boost of energy for all of us. So yesterday, this beautiful team of people, Rohan, Anu, Steph, Maya, new app icon, Aja coming up, and even, of course, the current Axel. Man, it was just a blast. Celebrated last night, and we were celebrating all yesterday here on the AP Morning Show. I'm going to actually read. That's where I want to start. Okay, so, I always say I read something in order to get this time started. It would not, I'd be remiss if I didn't read what I've written as a manifesto for Clubhouse. It's actually just my thoughts and what I believe about this here ecosystem, this app, this idea, this thing brought to fruition. And so I wrote this manifesto a couple weeks ago, and I put it here on Clubhouse. I always say it on Clubhouse, and then I put it also on my Instagram. Here we go. The Clubhouse app, along with you beautiful people, you beautiful accountable people, is the answer to all of humanity's problems. Yes, I didn't stutter. I said all. Here's why. And I've been talking about this from day one as soon as I heard about this environment. Here's why. Every day, it becomes more and more clear to me why I feel so deeply that the Clubhouse app is the answer to every problem we've ever had as a humanity, along with human people like yourself. It teaches us how to be a better humanity, working together, having conversations, checking our egos at the door. You kind of have to, if you agree to listen in or even be a part of this environment. You have to listen to others' opinions, both in alignment with yours and not. Allow others to speak. Be mindful of others. Be your real, authentic self. Treat others with respect. Help people versus just, quote unquote, selling to them. You have to be empathetic, honest, patient, say thank you and please, and all the other good shit that many of us learned, or at least was hinted to, at least, for the duration of our lives. And I like it because this literal app is built on the manifestation of that day by day. Even as they keep rolling out the products and features, the product roadmap is based on what will help us to be more harmonious as a humanity. What will help us to do things like show equanimity and patience to each other and not have power struggles. What will help us to feel seen and heard even when we're not seen, but we're heard twice as much and heard twice as deeply and felt. And so, to me, this app, the literal development and the process of the creators doing that is learning how to help us to be a better humanity with etiquette. And this is the future. This is forever changing our world, and it's so simple. It's three-way calling on steroids with just a beautiful interface where you can see some beautiful people. Like, it's amazing. And so for all those who are hanging out with me on Facebook and YouTube and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about because you still ain't downloaded this shit yet, what are you waiting on? Oh, okay, that's right. You don't have an iPhone. I get it. Don't worry, it'll be available for Android very soon. Speaking of which, I just highlighted yesterday on my Instagram profile, I highlighted the first developer, whose name is Mopiwa. And they hired her about 3 weeks ago now. And I'm excited. So for all my friends that's been waiting for Android, it's coming to a handheld device near you. And I'll tell you this other thing, since I've been in this environment, I've actually recommended several people to grab our devices. Not even to change their life, because like real talk, that's hard to do when you are used to a particular interface like Android. Trust me, I got introduced to Apple products in 2001 when I was in school for audio engineering, and it was a bit of a learning curve at first, but once you go back, you kind of don't go back. Yep, it's kind of true. And now, because of the fact that everything's connected, my music, and I got an iMac behind me over there. I'm on an iMac. I got an iPhone. I got MacBook Pro over there to the right. Like, I got all kinds of iDevices. Yeah, this links up. So I've been telling a few people, just grab something cheap off of Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. Like, grab anything. And everybody that I've told to do that, they've actually had more than a beneficial experience. It's paid for itself 2, 3, 4 times over because their entire careers are either taken off or getting a new boost that they never had before just because of this beautiful environment. So yeah, I support this, not only this app, but the thing I like most about it, even before we got to this point, was that it was filled with beautiful people who are constantly every day trying to protect this valuable experience. Yeah, you got some bullshit going on, but to be honest, it's just like the real world. Right now, outside of my house, there's some bullshit going on in somebody else's house. There's some bullshit going on down the street. The only difference between that and where I am is just I don't choose to go there. I don't choose to be a part of it. I know it's there. I don't need a reminder. What I do is I just stay focused. You know how they put those blinders on the horses so they can stay focused forward? That's how I feel. So I love the fact that in this environment, you get a chance to curate your experience. And so that will always be the best way to go when it's authentic. So on that tip, I'm going to refresh the room. We're going to get moving. I'm excited today because we have our business product and service spotlight in a bit. Circa Rodriguez. If you have no idea who she is, just look at my IG profile. You're going to see the very first post. Looking forward to hanging out with Circa this morning and talking about emotional intelligence as always, because you know how that goes. That's what we do here every day in some shape, form, or even fashion. Just a couple thoughts for you. I use everything I have to help as many people as possible. It's the fuel for my life. And I'm grateful for every chance and every opportunity that I get a chance to bear witness to the fruits of those opportunities. I've been that way since I was 15. Here's another one that's going on my next revealing mug. What is a revealing mug? Oh, I'm so glad that you silently asked. If you look at my IG bio, you're going to see a video there of me acting a complete damn fool over the fact that I got my new mug in the mail and I made some oatmeal and I made a breakfast that was amazing that morning, just because of the fact that I launched my first revealing mug of the Revealing Mug series, where it's a sentiment from yours truly. The first mug of the Aaron Hill Sentiment series, where you'll see the actual message when you pour in your favorite hot beverage of your choice. Yes. So here's one that's going on one of the next mugs. Be true, be confident, be unique, be you. Be true, be confident, be unique, be you. Be true, be confident, be unique, be you. Here's another one. The uncomfortable truth is better than a comforting damn lie. I promise you. Acceptance can be tough, but it is the key to peace and to happiness. Yes, I promise you that. I've been thinking about that for years. Yep. I just want to do a quick refresh. I want to say hello to my peoples. Asim, what's up, brother? Thanks so much, man, for hanging out. Double Dip Crew. The Double Dip Crew. Bro, if you are able to, please send me a Facebook friend request. Bro, I would love to connect with you there. And can't wait to catch up. Can't wait. Yes. Kenise Washington, good morning. I promise you, I'm still, contemplating on jumping in your luggage bag because I gotta get some out. Gotta figure out a way. Gotta come play piano with Maui. I gotta do a street serenade. Yes. Good morning to you. Allegra says, I love that. Bring the light, my brother. We owe this to ourselves and others. Could not agree with you more. Yes. That's on that tip. I want to say, let's see, we're going to be hanging out with some good peeps today. I'm going to say what's up to my cousin, Caesar. See what's going on with the cousin blood. Cousin. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Right. What's up, Zach? Son, I'm good, man. I'm good. You know how I feel? I'm feeling good. Yeah, man. All right, bro. Oh, yeah, man. Nina. Yeah, it actually took me a while. Like, I wasn't exposed to a whole bunch of Nina when I was young. But, like, in this last, 3 years, because Alma was, like Nina was, one of her favorite. She even looked like her sister, to be honest. I'm like, damn. I got way more familiar with the, oh, my God. Bro, I was listening to something the other day. I can't remember what song it was, but, she was doing double duty, so she was on the piano as well as vocals. And I was just like, yo, she was ridiculously gifted, man. Golly. Yeah, she was, man. She really was, man. Nina was different, bro, and very needed for her time. Right. Very needed. She was different, man. Oh yeah. She really is, man. It's when I was exposed to her, I think the first song, well, of course, Feeling Good was a song that we all have heard before, movies right. and stuff like that, but we might not have known that it was her. Mm-hmm. Right. But I heard a song called My Baby Cares For Me. Joint real deep, man. It's deep but simple. Right. Yeah, that's the shit right there. That's that shit. As soon as you said it, it just made me think about that one line that my baby don't care. Like that. That one line came to mind. It was. I just like. It did her piano solo. Right. Man, right. We be like, nigga, come on, take it easy. Yo, the fact that she could play stride and improvise, she had the classical, training, had the classical like approach as well as the jazz. Yo, crazy, yo.
With that kind of skill, bro. And then she was out there fighting for us, man.
Right.
For the blood, you know, just to be heard.
Right.
Because she wasn't this mega attractive woman. So the industry again, you know, just wasn't looking at her or chasing her for, you know, the quote unquote relevant things in the industry.
Yeah.
But she definitely made a lot of noise.
Right. Yeah, she really did, bro.
A lot of noise. Yeah. But I was bugging, man, when they did the Nina Simone movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked the girl, Zoe Saldana.
Oh, right.
Saying she a bad actress, right? But I'm just saying, first and foremost, she ain't even black. Let's start right there. First of all. Let's start right there. Number one, Judge. Secondly, you can tell that they had to cake her face up with dark makeup to make her dark skin. You know what I mean?
That's at least one requirement.
What really fit though, like, and it was people that they were actually taking suggestions for, like from the community.
Right.
So people was writing into the network, and I had two people in mind, bro. Two people in mind. I think you're gonna agree with me when I say this. Maybe not. Mm-hmm. I had India Ari.
Oh hell yeah.
And Lauren Hill.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man.
Oh hell, it would not only work, like, yeah, it'd have been crazy, yo. It'd been crazy. Crazy. Like crazy bananas good. Yeah, you're right. Both of them.
Yeah, yo. Just man, I'm trying to tell you. Both of them are black. I mean, the last time I checked.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, sometimes I be thinking the cast to be real messed up with certain movies. Like, I don't know if you remember, well, I know you remember the movie. Remember The Last Dragon?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that used to be my joint right there.
Bro. I remember they was talking about recreating the movie, doing it over.
Right.
And the people they were looking at the play showing up.
Right.
I think it was pretty good. Like, what it is, two of their choices were Samuel L. Jackson and Busta Rhymes. Yeah. I thought they was okay.
Right.
Sam, of course, Sam Jackson is a better actor for sure than Busta Rhymes. Busta had the look.
Yeah. He had to look. You're right.
Sam Jackson would have been up there looking like, ooh, that man look like it.
Right. Right.
Oh man, so man, like that's the stuff that, you know, they need to let people, the consumer, man, pick some of these people to play these roles, man. I'd have had a ball with that one.
Right.
One of them, I'd have been cool with it. Nah.
Leroy. Yo, that movie right there, son.
I'm gonna say one thing to you, bro. Everybody knows that you need to go, bro. Come on, boy. That's the toughest line in the world. You ain't never heard that. You understand me? Never.
Right.
Whoever that dude with that voice, yo, is great.
Right.
Everybody knows that you need to go, bro. Yo, love that movie, yo.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? That sounds like a Rakim line or something like that. Like that sounds like.
I know, right?
Sound like an old school rap line.
I actually met some black people who never seen that movie.
What? Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, bro. Like for real. Like they never seen that movie. They never saw The Wiz. They never, they never saw The Color Purple. Like all
that should be right. I'm about to say that should be like a require. Like we should take out one class in school that we don't need and make it required black movie class.
Certain things you should have just said.
Right.
The same person never saw it coming to America. The first one, bro.
Oh, they were just underprivileged, bro. They were less fortunate,
Yeah. I mean, the cigar lounge tore her ass up. You hear me?
Wow.
It was right. Naming movies, right? One of the movies they named, I was like, did I see that? I was checking myself.
Checking yourself.
Did I see this?
That's one of those ones where, like, when you haven't seen a movie, you can't say it out loud. You be like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember that part." Right.
They'd be like, "Which one?"
Right.
Which one you talking about? They get real detailed, and it's a part of the movie that if you seen the movie, you would have to remember that.
Right, you wouldn't have to remember.
You would have to. So you don't remember that part? You ain't see that movie. You ain't see that. Nah, he lying. Right now, he lying.
Right.
That nigga lying. He lying. Oh man, I'll tell you.
Nah, there's definitely some
classics.
classics.
With your mother coming up, like did y'all have like movie night in the house or something like that?
We didn't have movie night. You know, and that's the funny thing, because that's what I learned about your childhood and your peeps. I was like, yo, they watch movies like it's nobody, like y'all be up on that shit. We didn't have a whole lot of movie nights, and then there was certain movies, you know, my mother, man. If the movie had one curse word in it, bro, she was like, I ain't hear about that shit until I was 25. she
found this stuff that was just I'm always just unorthodox, bro. She kind of trained us to watch movies just to get it under your belt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you better watch this. You gotta be
right. She was building critics before y'all got started.
I'll never. Like me and my sister, me and Tori was talking last night, man, and I don't remember ever. And don't laugh too hard. I don't remember ever sitting and watching a comedy, a happy movie with my mother. My mother had us watching all horror movies.
For real?
I
mean, yeah, you did tell me not to laugh too. Damn. Yo, here's the thing. I don't watch horror movies at all now, like at all. So, damn, bro. I'm sorry for the traumatic, like, damn.
Like, yo, I only can remember one horror movie that actually was scary to me.
Wow.
One, and I want to know if anybody would, concur. I learned that off TV. There's a movie called The Candyman.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Talk to me.
All right.
Know anything about Candyman?
Bruh, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
I was just about to say. I ain't gonna say the word no more, bruh. Cause to this day, I'm still scared to say that shit 3 times in a row, and I'm just I'm just developing a new relationship with the mirror again, bro. Where I'm not kind of scared that the motherfuckers gonna come to show up behind me, and then oh my God, yo, Candyman was scary as fuck.
Yeah,
God damn.
That was the only scary movie, only horror movie that I thought was scary, bro. Cause you had to say his name 5 times, and when you said his name, he ain't had a whole lot of rap for you, man. He had a whole lot of rap. It was all about, I'm just gonna kill you. You understand? And watch my bees fly around my mouth with the hook and everything. I ain't got, Freddie did a lot of talking.
Right. Right.
all that whispering. It's like, man, look. Michael Myers crazy ass. It's just like, yo, niggas. Yo, I think Candyman would have killed all of them. Right. You ask me.
Right.
You talking over Michael Myers, dude, don't know where he at. You know what I'm saying? He controlled by his sister. Like, just kill all of y'all.
He said he controlled by his sister. Right.
Every time she come up, Michael, he just stopped. He just look at it like, I really, yo, I don't even know if nobody's under there.
Right.
I used to be like, man, show his face, please.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, it's crazy. I literally told a Michael Myers story on here the other day. Because believe it or not, the Michael Myers theme music was the very first thing I ever learned how to play on piano, yo. And look, here's how I learned it. So I was on here the other day. In fact, I was hanging out with our BPS Spotlight, and she happened to be talking about that she found her way to like emotional intelligence through the piano. I'm sorry, through like dance, being into dance and and then she found her way to the piano. I was like, that's crazy because when I was in the Arena Players, you remember those days, bro? Right. So I was at the Arena Players, right? And Miss Orange, I think was there. I think the lady's name Miss Orange was there when I was there. The Kinderman, of course. So long story short, right? I'm at Arena Players. And I'm upstairs in the ballet room or whatever, and they got all the kids up there, and we're just chilling. So they have a piano in there, and all the kids are just kind of playing around. We're not doing anything too crazy. But then one kid goes up to the piano, and he starts playing the theme music to Michael Myers. Now, you know how it is as a kid, man. If anybody in the midst can play anything on the piano, like you're a genius. Like you are literally a genius right there. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I was like, how do you do that? And so he showed me. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And literally, I was scared as shit though. I was like, yo, does he come out if you play this music? But that was the first thing I learned on piano. Yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy because the first thing I learned on piano was the Jaws jump.
Ah, right. Right.
That was 2 notes.
Right, the half step. Right.
I'm nice. Man, if I'd have known better, somebody else would have been like, man, you ain't doing nothing but playing 2 notes.
Right. Right.
You ain't doing nothing. Now, I tell you what, Jaws coming though.
I'm about to say. I might not be doing that, but some orchestrator made mad money off of making an arrangement off it. Could you imagine that studio session? That writing session? Okay, let's see. Let me see what I can come up for. See what I can think of. So you got sharks, you got sharks are scary. Let's see, what's the most how can I think of it? I'll tell you what. What y'all think about this? I've been working on this for about the last week. Let's see. So I go try to think about that shit right there. Let me run that by you again. I've been working on this shit here. Just you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro.
Working on this. It's been all week I've been working on it.
Got paid $2.5 million for that thing.
And then you go across town to the Sega Genesis and
right.
the Super Mario game, and you got a whole band orchestra. They get paid $1,000 as a collector.
That's good. $100 a man and shit. Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Right.
God, man! I mean, the music that they came up with on that Sonic and Super Mario Brothers game
Right.
was just classic
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Well, you know, we always talk about that Sonic the Hedgehog Spring Yard Zone.
Oh
Yeah.
my man, bro, you gotta play that for your audience one day, bro.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna play it before we get out of here. I'm gonna play it. In fact, I'm gonna play it as soon as we wrap it up. Right. Yo, yo, hold on, yo. While I'm finding this, yo, because this gonna be, I'm gonna play this. We're gonna chop it up with Acirca Rodriguez, our DPS spotlight for the day. But while I'm searching for this, yo, I was thinking about something. Okay, what to you is the funniest theme show music, or the funniest theme music that you know, like that you find just hilarious?
Cartoon or
Anything.
What? Anything?
Yeah.
Any time frame. Now.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it don't even matter.
Oh man, it
I-
might have to be. Well, give me yours.
I'll tell you mine. All right. So my favorite theme music, yo, is Seinfeld. I mean, not favorite, funniest. Because there was no theme music, yo. It was just that one bass lick, just back a bit better, and then the show starts. And then the show starts, yo. Yo, anybody can apply and anybody could play that shit, yo. Because you don't have to know how to play. You just need to know how to take your thumb and just hit the bass and just go big back a big bang, and then just start the show, yo. That's it. The genius of Seinfeld, yo. All right, I got this Spring Yard Zone joint, yo. You want to hear this joint? I got the Spring Yard. Okay, so for those that don't know, if you never played Sonic the Hedgehog before, you're not a human being. And I'm just
yeah. Who you are right now. And you've been deprived.
Right. So
you don't even know what music is.
Right.
You ain't never heard it.
Right. So
you.
Spring Yard Zone happened to be one of the was this the first board?
No, this is the third.
Okay, this is the third board. Okay. All right, so here's Spring Yard Zone. Now, you know, my cousin and I, we're musicians, so this right here for us, all right, here we go. Spring Yard Zone. This is the joint right here, baby. Whoa. Take that from the top. Here we go. Oh! Hey! Take it to the bridge. Oh! Yo, that line right there, yo.
Come on, man.
Yo.
How you gonna play a video game when you hear that?
Right, exactly.
You can't play this, boy.
Exactly.
What's up? Come on, man.
Yeah, I was just up
I was
dancing.
feeling that. You understand? Feeling it. When I first heard that, I said, yeah, I'm about to get out every time. I'm playing this way.
Classic, yo.
Classic, yo.
I'm gonna learn that on piano one day, and
You got you.
yeah, so we're gonna play it on piano and drums, yo. We're gonna play
Oh,
that shit.
absolutely. And we need somebody to play that bass line, yo.
Right.
That bass line.
Right.
That bass line is sick.
OMG.
Sick. Oh, God. But you stumped me, though, yo. I'm gonna have to think about that my funniest TV show theme song. I'm gonna have to think that out. Because you found yours. I gotta think that out.
No doubt, because bro, I can't wait, bro. 'Cause I'm telling you, theme music is some of the great music, man. Some of the most memorable themes, man. Some of the most memorable moments came from these theme songs of these shows and cartoons.
Yeah. Yo, I know you got this morning.
Yes.
I just want to. What did you say? A score?
Azuka Rodriguez. In fact, we about to bring her up. In fact, let me bring her up to say hello before we get into this segment. Azuka, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
Good morning. What do you mean, like?
Pretty okay.
Oh wow, that's pleasant. That voice is pleasant.
Azuka Caesar. Am I saying your name right? Let me make sure I'm saying your name right.
Yeah, it's Azuka.
Azuka.
We'll see the C first.
Yes.
It's like that's it. So when they say a skura, I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. You just put a whole different spin on it. You're like, okay, not that.
Yeah, I just thought something wrong. I thought something was wrong with my glasses because I saw a C there and I was like, nope, that's a you.
Right. Reading is
What you
fundamental.
think about you ever played that video game before?
Oh my God. Did you just call her
I still messed it up. I said it. I saw it right.
No, it's Azuka. Sugar in Spanish. So like
Oh, that's beautiful.
Azuka. Call me sugar.
Oh, you better believe I'm gonna do that. You should.
Well, like, hey, sugar.
I'll tell you that right now. Hello.
I love it.
So, you ever heard that song before that Aaron was playing?
The Sonic theme song?
Yeah.
No.
What?
I didn't play Sonic. I was one of those underprivileged kids I was talking about that didn't have enough of nothing. So when my mom finally got the money to buy me a video game or anything like that, it was like the dollar store version,
Yeah.
the knockoff version of, but it was Mario though. So it was all Mario, but it was really, really old. And so I just fell in love with Mario.
Oh,
thing.
Mario.
So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well, you were still privileged, right? I'm about to say.
That's where it started. It started right there.
Mario
How
was
old are you? How old are you, Shook?
I'm 29 years old.
That
I'll be
explains
30 in
everything.
July.
That explains everything. It's not your fault. It is not your fault. Not your fault. But I'm gonna need you to go find look. Aaron, he does all these little special things on his computer and on his keyboard. He can hook it up for you.
He got the hookup, I think.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Oh man, yeah. I wanted Caesar. I wanted you to meet Circa Caesar. And looking forward to this. This is our first time actually talking, actually meeting. So Circa, it's much pleasure. Looking forward to chopping it up in a few seconds. I just wanted you all to meet before we keep this thing going. Yes.
Sure, in the building.
That's it. Hey, sugar.
In the building.
So that means when you have you know how you have that loving woman to be like, hey, sugar. Like it's literal and figurative. Like with you, it's like she literally say your name. I love it. Yes.
Sugar dumplings.
That's it.
You ever heard somebody say that? Sugar dumplings.
Right.
Think about it. There's nothing sweet about a dumpling. You understand me?
I don't know, bro. Mwah. Like it's nothing sweet, but like sugar. But that shit is sweet like life, boy. Oh man,
Oh, goodness.
that's what's up, cousin.
I'll go ahead and get out of the way, son. Let y'all go ahead and get y'all
No doubt, man.
I've been driving over here to the restaurant depot trying to beat the lines, and I think I have failed.
quite
You
good.
know, the store opened up at 6 and it's almost 8:30. Yeah,
Right.
I done failed. It's over.
Yet again. That's all right, bro.
I'll be here to tomorrow.
Right. I'm about to say, just look at it like you early for the mob, right? Early for the mob. All right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be hanging around, man.
Yes,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I'll still be here to chop it up. I got my earplugs in.
No doubt,
you know,
cousin.
I can shop and rap and do it all like that with sugar.
No doubt, cousin.
But she said, hey,
Right.
heard them say, look, you know how them old people when you start, don't mess with me, huh? I know how to throw it back. I'm gonna
Look.
tell you that right now.
This one, you got to kick the old man out the building. He's like, get, like, oh.
Oh, man, she
Like, oh.
she the gaga.
Right. Like, her profile pic, man, winked at me. Right. All right, cousin. Oh, man. A circuit is such a pleasure. Oh, my goodness, such a pleasure to meet you and to chop it up with you. How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. 7:26 here in Chicago.
Right. Central time in the Chi-Town. Right? So I always have to remember, like, the difference between, like, time zones. Because, like, I talk to my California friends, and I'm like, what's up? How you doing? Like, motherfucker, do you know that it is 5:26 right now?
Yeah.
So I don't feel as bad. You're only 1 hour behind. You know, I don't feel as bad. Oh, man, but it's so good to hang out with you. It's a pleasure to meet you. You know, one of the things that I talk about day by day, even on, you know, here in this experience is like, it's one of the things I absolutely love about this environment. You know, I love the ability to be able to connect with people, like-minded people, you know, same journey in life. They might be hanging 1 block over, 1 street over, or 1 state over, you know. But the fact that in this environment, you get a chance to connect with people in real time, you know, in that way around things like emotional intelligence, and, you know, mindfulness and all these kind of things. So I just, you know, I'm just glad to meet you, and I'm always excited to meet a new person. In 2012, I set as my, like, 2012 New Year's revolution and resolution, right? I was like, you know what? I told my good friend Steve, I said, Steve, bro, I am looking at this thing called meeting other people, this thing called, you know, connection, looking at it in a new and unique way. It's like, I'm not taking for granted. I already was brought up not to take for granted, you know, so I already knew this path, but I was taking it to another level. I'm like, not taking it for granted the opportunity that we have every day to connect with another person and to just be able to say hi, say hello, smile, like make a person's day, connect with them on something, make them feel like they're cared for, like someone cares, or like they're loved or appreciated, you know. And so, you know, ever since that time, I mean, it's just, I've been putting in overtime when it comes to just meeting people. So, yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Where are you from, or where are you located?
So yeah, I'm in Chicago, born and raised.
Yeah.
I've just been here my whole life.
Yeah.
Except for the time I went to college in Carbondale, like Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
But yeah, just mostly born and raised on the south side of Chicago, and I recently moved up to the northern side, so I'm closer to like Wrigley Field.
Okay.
So yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. Chi-Town. Okay, so I have limited experience with Chi-Town. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually pay homage to a good brother of mine. In fact, serendipity. Okay, so there's have you ever heard of the saxophone player Tim Green?
No.
No. Okay. So he's a good friend of mine. He actually is here from Baltimore. And he actually has a song that he wrote called Chi-Town. It's an old Chi-Town. I'm actually play this joint. But yeah, Chi-Town. Okay, so Chi-Town, the number one thing that I know about Chicago that if a person has never had experience is the way that the wind smacks you in your face and lets you know where the hell you are. Oh my God. I had a good buddy of mine who who's my bass player, a good friend of mine. He went to Chicago to pursue his chaplain degree, and when he was there, he called me. He was like, "Yo, you have no idea how this win is." He's like, "I thought I was prepared." He's like, "I was not prepared for the way this wind hit me in my face." OMG. So is it true? Is it true?
Yeah, it's the thing about Chicago weather is like we get everything here. So we get the hot, we get the cold, we get the wind, we get the hail, we get the rain, we get the snow, the ice, we get all of it. So I live on the like an actual street corner. So every time I get to my home, especially in the wintertime, it's like a vortex right there. So it's like just getting to the house like that block before is fine, but as soon as I'm on that corner, it's like it's just everything is like bad. So
wow.
Yeah, the weather is terrible, and I'm really close to the lake. Like the closer you are to the lake, the more like interesting it gets. So yeah.
I like how you put it. It's like the more interesting it gets. That's when you are so. That's called emotional intelligence acceptance of Chi-Town 101. Like, oh man. Okay, so one of the things that I always ask people is, I say, you know, when I come to your area, as far as the location you're in, a place where, you know, I've been through Chicago before, never been in time, spent time, you know, just hung out. I always say, what's one thing that I have to do when I come to your area? It's like either one food or one place I must eat, or one monument I must see, one, you know, one experience, one event I must attend. What would you say to you is like the one thing? If I don't do anything else in Chicago, it's a charm of Chicago.
So yeah, everybody likes to talk about pizza, but you know that's where you can find that anywhere. But there's two foods that, depending on where you're at, you can find in Chicago. One of them you can definitely find it anywhere and everywhere in Chicago is an Italian beef.
Okay.
And you need to get it dipped with peppers. If you like hot peppers, you know, get the giardiniera in there.
Right.
And giardiniera peppers are the hot ones, and then you know add the sweet ones, but definitely get it dipped. A lot of people don't dip it, and it's weird. It's really weird. But the other thing I would say is just some mild sauce with fries and wings. Like you gotta get real legit mild sauce. And like a lot of people think it's just barbecue sauce, but no, if they don't tell it a lot, like they're starting to market it and like capitalize on it now.
Right.
But it's still hard to find. Like I live on the north side, and I just found a restaurant that like sells it. I was like, oh my god, they finally have it up here. Like I got some rib tips, some wings, fries, and a whole bunch of mild sauce, barbecue sauce.
Wow. Okay. All right. So mild sauce, and then you said, did you say the beef? What did you say? Beef patty? What did you say it was?
An Italian beef.
Right. You're like, you better get this shit correct. It's all right. Italian beef, and you said dip, because I like how you said it too. You didn't say like, you know, you might want to try. You was like, and so what you need to do is dip that joint in the peppers, right? Oh, I love that. So. Okay.
It's dipped like in this au jus sauce, like it's a sauce one. Like they dip it in that sauce, and they can top it with either like hot peppers or sweet peppers, whichever you want. Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. Okay, so thank you for my one. Like I needed my Chi-Town charm, you know, so that way when I come there, I could. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. Yes. Okay, I just wrote that on my list. Wrote it in and check.
Yes, and if you tell that to people, they'll be like, "Oh, who are you talking to?" Because every time people talk about Chicago, it's deep dish or you know hot dogs and whatnot. I'm like, that's not like white people stuff.
Isn't that the same?
Like, yeah, it is like a staple, but there's a lot more going on here. So.
Right. Oh, I definitely feel you on that. Okay, so got that, and I got my notes on that. You know, I always figure out like, okay, connections that I find with persons, you know, and of course here, I mean, number one, I'm into motivation, I'm into philosophy, I'm into being pointed in the right direction. Oh my God. Let me tell you something else though. I have the best friendships and the best interactions with cancers.
Yeah.
I'm a Taurus.
Oh, wow.
Cancer moon.
I don't know much about Taurus, so I'd be quiet because I'm like, I don't see y'all. I don't know where y'all are at.
Well, one reason why you might not know is because most of the time we're kind of chilling in the cut. Most of the time we're pretty laid back, pretty friendly, pretty easygoing, pretty simple and straightforward, to be honest. We kind of like a lot of life's simple pleasures, like just okay. We're foodies. That let me just go ahead and throw that in there. We're definitely foodies. And we just like simplicity, right? It doesn't take a whole lot, but we do. Some of us do value material things, but it's not usually like the material. It's just like some simple pleasure that the material gives you. So, like for instance, like if I have a home now, I don't have this now, but if I have a home, I would love to have a big ass tub, like just a big ass tub specifically, so I can. Well, I'm 6'1", so I could stretch out and move around, so I could just relax in it, right? And it might cost me, 20 grand, whatever, to get the right, but I'm gonna relax my ass. Okay, so I get along with cancers because when it comes to me, I'm a person that really caters to like emotions, or I cater to like, just people who really either feel their emotions or can, like, and they're in touch with them. My daughter's a Cancer, right? I have an adopted son who's a Cancer, and then two of my best friends are Cancer. So, yeah, this should be easy street. Do you feel now, you said you don't know much about Taurus. Do you feel like you're a Cancer to the bone, like as far as the traits of like being in touch with your emotions and these kind of things?
I would say yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm better than other ones, but if you are a Cancer, then you do believe you're better than most people. So with that, I'm like an evolved Cancer.
I love it.
I see like a lot of problems other Cancers have. I'm like, y'all are just focusing on the wrong things, and like I still love y'all, but y'all are just struggling. Right?
Get your mind right. Right. It's funny you said evolved Cancer because I call myself an evolved Taurus. It's so crazy, and it's literally for those same reasons you just said it. Like I look at certain traits that supposedly come with the deck of cards, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, and yeah, I've worked on that shit. Like I'm to the point now where I've definitely worked on that. So I definitely feel you on that. I love it. Okay, let's talk motivational speaking. Let's talk philosophy. So, philosophical thinker. When I look at how a person describes themselves, I always look at the things that are the most significant to them, the things that like really are to their heart. When you call yourself a philosophical thinker, when did you notice that you were into philosophy? Because I'm into philosophy too, and for most of us, we've been into it longer than we realized that that's what you call being curious George and having thoughts about shit. But when it comes to philosophy for you, yeah, how do you think about that? What makes you call yourself a philosophical thinker? And when were you aware of philosophy being a thing you had a passion about?
I would say I started calling myself like a philosophical thinker, like maybe a couple years ago.
Right.
When I would just have all these thoughts, like, and I'm not the best with like pop culture and like watching movies and like TV shows and stuff like that, because I watch it and I'd be like, I get why you guys think this is funny, but it's not, because this is like so like cliche, like this is just so like, I get what you're saying, but it can go deeper than that. Like, why are we focusing on everything such surface level? Right. And so I decided to I would just have all these thoughts. I would just sit in the house and be a weirdo and just sit in silence and just think about stuff. And how does this work? How does that work? Yeah. And so I started writing down like notes on my phone about like all the thoughts that I had. And I was like, oh yeah, and about marriage, about like love, and about relationships and why are we scared? Like why do we have fear and things like that? And so I just wrote all that stuff down.
Wow.
I updated my phone and it's all gone now. However, like I realized all those ideas I had, they're still in me. So it's like it's naturally here. So even if I don't have them written down, when I come up with a topic like that, my answers are never like such like surface level of like, you know, chit chat, like, yeah, how's your day or how's your
Right.
Well, yeah, the weather was this and that, but how do you think that affected A, B, and C? Like, you know,
I'm
this
sorry.
and that. Like,
I don't mean to laugh. I'm so sorry. I do not mean to laugh, but I'm like, OMG, I could not be more the same. And I just laugh. Go ahead, because it's just like, yeah, weather isn't just what it might start off with, like, yeah, it rained, but I'm like, yeah, but how does that make you feel? I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna let you keep going. I realized that I was a personal communicator when I started learning about communication styles. I learned that my default was being personal. So I go all the way deep into details, no matter what it is. I just can't help it. Right. OMG. So when did you write down this list? Like when was this when you started like doing this? Especially because one thing that resonates with me is how you said that you looked at certain things and you were like, yeah, I know we're laughing at that, but that's not exactly as funny. And even if it is funny, because I believe that, laughter is very much therapy and very much, healthy for us. But I'm like you though, where now it's a bit different, but earlier on, like I used to look at certain things and if it was, especially, and I still do, it's like, if it's something that's toxic to us, it's just something that I see is more harmful than helpful. I'm like, why are we laughing at this shit? Like it's great to, it's great to, as my homies say, laugh to keep from crying, and definitely use that. But I like to do both, where we can be lighthearted about things, easygoing, because honestly, laughter is that therapy, and everything in life is funny in some way to me. But then on the flip side, being able to look at real issues and look more deeply into them, is important. So my mind works just like yours. So crazy.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. 2012. Let me tell you this last thing, and then I want to just find out even more about just philosophy for you, right? So 2012, I'm watching. I don't watch a whole lot of TV now, and I can imagine you're probably the same way. It's hard to watch things where you see the programming happening right in front of your eyes, and you're aware of like inflections, you're aware of psyops, you're aware of all these kind of things. But I asked myself the question in 2012. I was like, why is it? I started peering into psychology even more, psychotherapy even more, and being like, this is fascinating how many times we're entertained by the very things that we don't want to actually happen in real life, but we're entertained by those same scenarios in movies or TV shows. And I started really asking the question why that was. The conclusion I came to was, in a lot of ways, when we watch certain movies, it makes us feel like more safe and more comforted when we're not the ones going through it, but we can still have all the emotions, all the sorrow, the sadness, the victory, all of the scare, the suspense. What do you think about that? I'm gonna stop talking. What do you think about that?
No, I think you're on to a good point. It's like we like to watch these things. We like to go through it, go through it like in a fake way, like a pseudo, where we carry through this story and where these emotions are coming out. But it's more of like, yeah, I experienced that and I remember that, and now I feel closer to the world, but you're not. Like you think you are. You think that, and it's like you're being tricked into believing that, I connected with this person's story and I feel this way. Because once you're the thing is what a lot of these movies and like media, things do is that they take you on this journey,
right?
But they don't tell you when the journey ends. It's like the story, the story's over, and you think you've done something when you realize, wait, I didn't do anything. I didn't make a real connection. I'm going to move on with my life. And most people are okay with that. But if you're really thinking about the way media and movies and music and things are supposed to move people and change them and speak to them, you realize that the media in the past, at least,
Yeah.
movies in the past, that those were just, they made it seem like, yeah, you guys, when we have these movies about these, things about happening to Black people and happening to women and this and that, we're just going to talk about it.
Right.
But we're not going to really talk about the implication of it,
Yeah.
and how it really affects you.
Right.
So,
Right.
it's a very a big way of actually trying to speak to a social issue or talk about social issues.
Right.
And it's just for show. And it's like, yeah, now we've seen this movie, so aren't we all not that evil anymore? It's like, no, you're still an asshole because you're still getting mad at your cashier for not counting your change right.
Right.
You don't understand mental disabilities and neurodiversity and things like that. Yeah, you watch what is the movie about the dog with the brain, A Beautiful Mind or something like that. Yeah, you watch that, but you don't understand mental illness. You don't have a sympathy for it,
Right.
So
you know what? You're really, really speaking my language, and I couldn't resonate with it more. I think about when I got to the point when I became allergic to seeing our dysfunction played out and monetized.
Yes,
by our people, Blaxploitation, etc. Blaxploitation Inc. Let's just put it that way. And it's one of those things where I'm like, wow. And I'm a person who, even as you just saw my cousin, I'm a person who can appreciate a good laugh. I can appreciate, but yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And it was the same way my mind was thinking is when it first unfolded. I'm like, we see this, but what's happening is we're not realizing the implication or the long range effects. We're also not realizing these things certain things are taking us through experiences emotionally, and like you said, just leaving us at a place where it's not completing the equation, it's not looking at it realistically for how life actually works out, and it's not giving us the tools needed to deal with these things. You couldn't be more, I couldn't be more in alignment with you, on these kind of things. I like to the point now where I'm just like, yeah, if I'm watching a movie or a TV show, which is very, seldom that I even watch TV, but if I do look at something, if it's about blowing people up or shooting people or killing people or some kind of crazy shit that someone goes through, I can't watch it. I'm just literally not entertained by it anymore. At all. Without even trying, it just doesn't entertain me. Because I just realized that it's just for me, I don't really want to watch anything that I don't want to see happen in real life. Because it's enough of that. And desensitization is fucking real. It's real. And so you keep going down the rabbit hole of that, and it just really brings you to this place where you're just well. Now I would say, you were I was one of those weird ones in the house, but I can't call that weird. If you were weird, then I was weird too, which means the more of us that were weird means it's normal. So you were normal. OMG. So yeah, I really dig that. How did this for you lead to motivation, and to speaking motivation and becoming a motivational speaker?
Honestly, I just always wanted to be a motivational speaker. It's a little weird because I've never had a role model, somebody I looked up to.
Right.
And it was really hard for me to say that because I've been surrounded by a lot of amazing people, but I just never really looked up to them. I never really aspired to do what they were doing because what they were doing was just so normal. It was just so not boring, but it was you're doing moves and making changes, but it's only along these certain parameters. And before I even knew about the word complicity, I was upset about everyone being so goddamn complacent in what's going on right now. And so I just never thought I would really see myself as someone else. So I was like, well, I feel like I have a lot to say and I want to tell people, but I just, I've just been living my life and not really trying to put myself on this pedestal, just trying to figure stuff out. So whenever I get the chance to, if somebody does need some inspiration or motivation, I'll, just come out of nowhere, literally just pull it out of my soul of what I need to hear. And so just realizing works. Like, and so I've learned to like really get that of like, you know what, people are not where I'm at right now. And I guess I have like I can help them get there. Like I thought people didn't want to.
Right. It's so wild. It echoes my sentiments again. You know that old saying where they say common sense isn't common to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought about it. Not even that all of this is just common sense, but what it made me think about though, because this has been a story of my life too. Not only in this area that we're talking about, but also in like my business career and like my ideas as a creator, and just what I've done, what I've created over the years. People will be like, or the way I do things, even if it's on social media, and people are like, wow, wow, what made you think of that, or why would you do that? And I'm like, wow. At some point, I was like, damn, this just makes sense. But then I realized, like, oh, okay, no, what this really is this is who I am. I think this way. It started making me appreciate more. Like, this is just how I think. And then from there, I was like, okay, I'm not going to assume anymore that anyone else thinks this way, knows this information, or feels this way. What I'm going to do from this point on is just actually share and just, realize that not everybody has these same thoughts or the same perspective on these things. But once people know about it, they find it helpful.
Yeah, dude, you really explained that well, because I didn't know how to tell people, because it's like I don't have imposter syndrome.
Right.
It's just that I'm over here trying to tell people the colors of the rainbow, and I assume everybody can see them.
Everybody can see them.
Y'all see them? No. Y'all thought it was only two. Let's go reevaluate my entire
Right.
we're not on the same page.
Right.
Now, like, why? Like, I just be sitting there quiet, like, y'all complain about your problems. I'm just sitting here, like,
Right.
you know how to solve them. I'm just going to.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now you bring up something else that let me give you the cherry on top, right? So so this, what you just said there, and I thank you for that confirmation, I thank you for that validation and affirmation. What you just said there, and in the realization that I had that brought me there, that's the person that I've been, right? And then now there's another layer on top, because now after years of thinking like this, now I'm in school for psychotherapy and psychology. And here's the thing that hit me like a ton of bricks, and this really sums it up. So one of the biggest things that my teacher, Dr. Jeff Zeig, talks about is he says that when it comes to therapy, and when it comes to even just having a new perspective on things, just a new take, it's not about knowledge. It's not about knowledge. It's about realization. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But then as they kept going down the rabbit hole with it, and as this is like the foundation of the kind of psychotherapy teaching that I'm in, I was like, oh, I get this. Because actually, this is what I've been doing. This is literally even the intention and the manifestation of the space we're in right now, this moment that we're in. It's about accountability. And all I've done here, and all I've done my whole life, is just actually remind people of what they already know, or help them to realize something that they know, but that they needed permission to access, or they just needed someone else to just point them in that direction. And actually, now that I've realized that that's what it is, that it is more so about realization and that kind of thing more than knowledge, now I actually take even more pride in it, because I'm like, oh, well, that makes my job easy, man, because now I don't have to look at this like, what's wrong with you? Like, this is, now I'm just like, oh yeah, you just needed a gentle reminder. And all of us need those gentle reminders. Well, most of the times. I just found out that, from a human design perspective, I'm a generator. And so, a lot of this just is a foundation of what I'm pulling the layers back at every day. But my point is that even with that, I still need reminders. This is what you're here for. So it's just to help to remind me of who I am and the power that's there and all of that. So that was the cherry on top right there. It's like, not only is common sense not common to everyone, and not only is it just that we all just have to be thinking different ways and have different experiences, but then, yeah, it's about realization. And sometimes people we know what we know, but we literally just need someone to just hold up the mirror or to just remind us in order to support us, and be that accountability partner. So yes. So this is great. This is so good. And so going to motivational speaking, where does this bring you as far as the kind of, services that you offer or the way that you show up and service, humanity with your gifts? How does this show up for you as far as in your life work, in your career? And then of course, in the tail end, how can we actually support you and actually, pour into what you're doing?
Yeah, so honestly, I'm gonna be real with you.
I love when people say that. Hold on. Right before you say that, I love when people say that, right? I gotta one of the funniest things I think, and I do it all the time, like, well, to be honest with you, and I realize that it's like almost like, well, wait a minute. Does that mean that everything before this was actually that? All right, I'm just bugging.
Because when I say that, I usually mean that like, oh, maybe I felt that before this.
Right.
But the last time I spoke on this topic,
Right.
I wasn't as like fully honest with like, yeah, I want to do these things. So like, be 100%. Like,
Right.
I've only stepped into like this alignment, this destiny within the last like month. And so like it's been brewing over the last like few months, and so like everything is just coming together. So when I'm when I'm saying like, oh, I don't know yet, or like I don't have like a full answer, because I'm still like on this journey. I think I'm getting closer and closer to my destination. But the way that I want to just like, support people and be a little bit more of a motivational speaker and think philosophically is I created this club called the House of Wintour.
Nice.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show Pose, but it's a show that's on FX. It's about pretty much trans and gay life, the gay scene back in 1980s and 1990s. So very heavily in the Black and Latino culture. The entire cast is all people of the orientation that they're projecting. So the person on there is projecting to be a trans person. That person in real life
is trans, right?
And so it's a very motivating show and like inspirational show, and like just really understanding the struggles of being a Black, Latino, gay, trans person back in the 90s, where you have this identity of when you're out on the street, like you're seen as somebody that's just so like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Like this is at least my perspective.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful. Your clothes are so awesome. You're just fucking walking the motherfucking walk. Like, so much confidence, so much high energy. But then on the inside, it's not that we're sad or depressed. It's just that we're broken because the world is telling us the way that we want to live is wrong. The way that we want to do is wrong because it's not supposed to be that way. Like my grandmother told me when I was younger, don't spit because girls don't spit. And I was like, what? And I was like, I like went in this conversation with her. She was telling me about how I could be a firefighter and how I could do this and how I could do that. And I was like 8 or 9 years old having an argument with my grandmother about why I should be able to spit and why I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do just because I'm a girl. Like it's I've always had these identity issues before like, I learned about any of these, different sexes or anything like that. And so I just want to create this club. Like when I saw the show, I was like, this is a great show. And then like my friends, like everything is honest. Like I didn't plan this stuff. Like it's just like happening. So my friends were like, yeah, let's do a House of Wintour where we're the House of Wintour. And, we're going to dress royalty. So if you look at my picture and my, right here, that's last 2 years ago, we dressed as royalty for Halloween, and I actually made that entire costume. You can't see it too well because there's a lot going on, but I couldn't take the best pictures of it. But I did show up and show out, like I was there for it. We went to a cruise on like the lake and whatnot, a whole bunch of stuff, right? And we would just hang out and say that we were the House of Wintour. Anytime we had parties, it would be the House of Wintour. Like this is a fun group. And so when Clubhouse came on, I just came on here because I love social media. I love talking. I love lollygagging my time. with other people. And
Right.
so I was like, this is great. Like, okay, maybe I just have the house to tour on here and we can like do this.
Right.
And so everything has been like just going into a thing of where I'm obviously becoming a motivational speaker, and like people are taking me as like someone who is like a philosophical
Yes.
thinker and whatnot. And so it's like when I made my bio, I just wrote some stuff out that I wanted to do.
Yes.
So
Yes. I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes.
Well, how are you a motivational speaker? And I'm like, oh, I just wrote it down.
I was just about to
Some
say.
inspiration. I got you.
That's
And
it.
so it's like all just been coming out, and like I'm literally just walking into my destiny, and walking into this life of stuff that I've obviously been preparing for, working on.
Yes.
And so I'm still trying to manifest it and like make sure that this is what I want, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going along as the way it is, and not being so connected to something that if Clubhouse were to get deleted, it doesn't mean I'm not a motivational speaker. That just means that
Exactly.
that was just supposed to push me to the next point of where I'm supposed to go. And so
Yeah, and I promise you, every last person that you talk to will be following you everywhere else too, because being a motivational speaker is just about speaking in a motivational way. And I love what you said. It's a couple things that come to mind for me, and these are a couple of original sayings that I say. Number one, serendipity plus intention equals life. Serendipity plus intention equals life. Everything that you just said in your intention setting, again, it's another point of connection. That's exactly who I am too. I'm that same way. And I always say your process is more potent than your final product. This process for you is like literally the destination is the journey. So like, I love this. I could not support this more. And I love this because that's exactly what it is. Oh, this another thing I say is you don't have to be qualified to share your experience. And so I love that. I'm a person who has never been held back by papers or degrees or any of that kind of stuff. And I happen to be a person who has an education in different ways, in different places. I mean, of course, I went to school in one way. I also went to trade school. I did continuing learning, online education. I went to some college, didn't complete college because I didn't want to. I just wanted to grab what I needed from certain things, put it all together to equal my own fucking degree, my degree in life and being me. So I'm gonna, matter of fact, on that tip, I want to read something to you that I think this will really resonate with you. This is another one of my original writings, and this is another one of those serendipity plus intentions, because with everything that you and I have talked about just now, I really think this is for you. So check this out. All right. So let's see. I am not I'm searching for a psychologist. Here we go. Psychologist. Oops. All right, here we go. So, oops. Had it lost. Okay. Where are you? Here you go. All right, here we go. I am a counselor without a degree, which means I'm not by trade a counselor, but I'm confident that I can tell you some shit that will help you to sort out some things, appreciate and value yourself, and positively change your perspective, and therefore your experience, and subsequently your quality of life. I'm a therapist without a degree, which means I'm definitely not a therapist, but I promise you I can say or play some shit that will soothe and ease your mind, make you feel better about life in the moment, and ultimately be therapy for you in the tough times when you need it. I'm a psychologist without a degree, which means I'm surely not a psychologist, but I assure you I can listen closely to you speak and hear accurately and understand your psyche, your personality, what complexes you have, perspectives that you hold, both biased and non-biased, conflicts and contradictions you have with yourself, your level of self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, social skills, and empathy, both consistent and inconsistent thought processes you hold, in my Ace Ventura voice. There are many things that I'm not due to not having a quote unquote. I hold that up for all the air quotes. Not having a degree or quote unquote credentials. But what I am is a deep student of life and all its vast subjects, an avid and attentive listener, a reader and a seeker, a friend, a confidant, a lover of people, an empath, a giver. At this point, I say professional empath, a messenger when I have something valuable to share, and a person who desires nothing more than to have the highest intuition, know-how, skill, education, and heart to make the world a better place, one action and one interaction at a time. Yes, I'm open to the idea of acquiring any degree in a specific field mentioned above, but to be honest, what's most important to me is that I continue to pursue having a degree in being me.
Look, and when you before you read that, I wrote something down because I was told back in when I was in high school was that getting an education is finding your life's purpose. It's finding your God-given talent. And regardless of how you get there, whether it be you go get a degree, you go get 8 degrees, you go start a business, you go start a family, you go get in a coma and come out of the coma, whatever it is, that is what your life, what your purpose is and your destiny is, and however you do it is getting an education, is being educated in yourself and what you're here for. And so, I've always been one of those people that I break everything down into like, okay, well, yeah, those are the requirements, but it looks like I can fit into them because, you say like, you need a degree to be a psychiatrist or therapist. Like those are just terms that we use and whatnot. That's why I put in my bio was like, emotional support as needed. Because if you need help emotionally, you need support. I'm here. Like I don't want to sit here and say I'm a psychiatrist or a therapist or anything like that, because I'm not about to give you no book definition, no none of that. I might tell you some stuff I read in the book, but we're not about to go by the book. The book wasn't written for your life. The book was written for us to interpret your life.
Right.
So.
Couldn't agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. Yeah, it's one of those things. I think about these. I'm in school for psychotherapy right now, and I put it on my Instagram. I have a picture where I say I'm in school for psychotherapy to be a professional empath. There's no amount of education, academic education, that can replace the value and the real life learning of life experience, right? And applying that and adding that to some other resources. This has been so good. Circa, it's been such a pleasure chopping it up with you this morning. Really, really my pleasure. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Again, I look for people that are mirrors, and so I really appreciate being able to catch up with you, see those mirror examples in you that I see myself, and to just be able to support you on your journey. So with that, by all means, I know that you said by 10 Central Standard Time, you got to head out. So all good. If you are able to hang around for more of the combo, you're going to see more of the accountability family pour in. And we're about to open up the stage and just continue this beautiful conversation going about all things emotional intelligence and more. OMG. And when you do have to go, I want you to have an amazing day today on purpose.
Yeah, no, I can hang out. I'm not doing much. I'm going to make some breakfast.
Yes.
Maybe make some coffee.
Oh, 100%. Oh, I'm speaking of tea. I left my damn tea downstairs. Okay. So thank you for saying that, because now I got
I was literally just on her page.
You were just on whose page?
Sherry's page.
Nice.
I was seeing, like, who nominated you, and I was like, well, who nominated you?
Yes.
And I looked at her page. I was like, oh, so you come from her. I don't know her, but she was just somebody strong and
Yes.
bringing all this amazing stuff on Clubhouse, like,
Sherry, a circa Sherry.
Hi, Circa. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Sherry?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we're follow friends.
Yes. I literally was reading your bio and whatnot, and I came back on here and chit chatted for a second, and then you were here. I was like, I just saw her.
Yes. Sherry is definitely the reason why I'm in here. It is, right? It's that serendipity. Sherry is the reason why I am here. When I heard about this app, right? So I heard about this app. Sherry told me about this app, and I was like, as soon as I heard the first 30 seconds of it, I was like, oh, say no more. I know exactly what this is, and this makes sense to me. I'm a person that's been on social media since 2008, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, the whole nine. I have tried on all platforms, and I have a formula, you know, for the platform as far as content and that kind of thing, and how I show up. I show up this way every day. And when she told me what this was, I was like, okay, boom. I only like consider things in my formula if they, one, like just make sense to what I'm already doing, or already trying to do, so they just help that goal even more efficiently or faster. And this, as soon as I heard what it was, I'm like, oh, this is audio with no video, no chat, no photos, no text. What would you say, Sherry?
True. No, because when I first started, I don't know, but once you embrace this,
Right.
initially,
I did the long story short.
He was like, long story short, for real, because I kept saying, you gotta get on here. I don't know if I have time. Like,
Right.
I'm doing my thing on Facebook. I'm
Right.
like, no, it's gonna really work out for you.
I get it, because when I started using Clubhouse, I have a friend, his name is Tom, and I don't know him, like I just met him when I joined Clubhouse and whatnot, and he has been dragging me around this goddamn Clubhouse all day, every fucking day. Go do this, go do that, come here,
Right.
talk to these people. Like, I gave the kid my number, which I was like, why did I do that? Like, calls me 3 and 4 times a day. I'm like, look who's in this room, look who's in that room. And so he's been very like inspirational and like motivating me to like actually use this platform and like helping me like realize, like you said, you know, you need somebody to help guide you into that direction,
Right.
and help you realize, you know, your potential and the opportunities available that you wouldn't have seen so far. You know,
Right.
so
100%. And I'm always, you know, I always stay open to hear, like, even if I might not be sold on something immediately, like I keep my ears open so I can at least put it in that place of like, okay. And so that's what I did. You know, the truth was I didn't have any more time. So what I realized in listening to this, that I would reacclimate my time, you know, and so not even instead of, because I'm still hanging with my Facebook family, but instead of just relating to people in 1,265 comments a day, you know, and because I reply to every single comment that I've ever had on social media since 2008, and I have had thousands and thousands and thousands. So because of that, you know, when I realized like, oh, okay, this is perfect. I get a chance to like achieve all 1,000 of those in like half the damn time. And it takes the most potent part of who I am and how I show up, and it puts it in real time. I was like, oh yeah, this is the world, the answer to the world's problem. Let's get it. So thanks again, Sherry, for nominating me. And I hope that may the profile of your face and the words of your nomination forever be at the bottom of my bio page, especially because they were saying that they weren't sure how they were going to do that because of the fact that, you know, maybe eventually this might be a thing that's open up like other platforms where you don't have to be invited in. And they were like, we wonder if we're going to keep like who nominated, you know, certain people. So we'll see, but may your face forever be at the bottom of my profile.
I like knowing who nominated people. Like, I love that my friend Tara is at the bottom of my profile. It means a lot to me because, you know, when she got in here, you only got 3 invitations.
Yes.
I was like, you sent me one. And she was like, you're my girl. She was like, hell yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, Tara, another social media.
Right.
And then not even a week later, we're doing a whole podcast about Clubhouse. I'm like, Tara, we're doing a podcast about this.
yes.
Listen, I came out of church and was like jumping in Clubhouse. I was like, oh my God, what time is this service gonna end? Because I gotta get on Clubhouse.
Right, that's how you know.
You can start to see Clubhouse.
I was just about to say.
I called Tara. I was like, this is a problem. I can't even function right now. I'm trying to get on Clubhouse.
That's how you know. That's how you know. I want to do a quick refresh. I want to say good morning to Sanahara. Good morning, Sanahara. If you'd like to come up to the stage, by all means, you know what to do. You can throw up a wave. And I also want to say hey to my Facebook and YouTube family. We. And so, yeah, I'm excited because also there was two other big events yesterday. The first thing is that it was the Be Earth Day of one Sherry Goodall. Happy birthday to you again. I'm quite sure the confetti has not.
Yes, we signed up. It was like Clubhouse's birthday and your birthday.
Yes.
It was my birthday yesterday and Clubhouse. I actually worked that my birthday is on the same day as Clubhouse. Yes, St. Patrick's Day. That's my birthday.
We better capitalize on that. Maybe a 3-for-1 special.
Right.
Right. You get BOGO, you get 3 for 1.
Yes. So it was Sherry's birthday, and of course, like you said, it was Clubhouse's birthday. Once again, I just want to say happy birthday to Clubhouse. Not only Clubhouse, but all of us in here that are celebrating, because I really feel like all of us are parts of the whole. It's something that I know because of just what it is, and they even said it. Like they were like, the thing we appreciate about this is that Clubhouse is literally nothing without the people. Like nothing, you know, because it's all based on the fact that I tell everybody when I'm trying to sell them on this or when I'm trying to offer this in the nicest, you better do this shit right away, like the emotional intelligence balance way. I'm like, here's the thing. No pre-production, no post-production. And the only content is you in the moment. How simple is that? And the fact that your strengths work right away, because even if you're just someone who stands in accountability for himself and decides to stand in accountability for everyone else, or if you just have a nice damn voice, or you're someone who has something to offer, share, or you're a thought-provoking question, like it's just that environment where your personality works for you. So happy birthday to Clubhouse. I'll be repping this thing like I have been doing every day. And I don't know if y'all got a chance to attend it, but the Clubhouse birthday party yesterday that they threw was amazing. Who was here and who was there? OMG. 9 o'clock last night. Were you there, Circa?
No, I had my own room with my,
right.
house of a tour. We had our inaugural ball, so we had our thing. So I didn't really get to see what was going on Clubhouse. But what happened?
Yeah, so 9 o'clock last night, they had a room. It was just called Clubhouse Turns One. And it had a little balloon, and it was Paul, Rohan, Anu, Steph, the whole crew. They told countless stories about not only how this app got started, but the early days of Clubhouse. And that was really fascinating because, as one that deals with creative branding and marketing strategy, and Sherry, you would have went bananas over this. The way that they told how it got here, some of the features, like the fact that when you first came in this environment, there was no such thing as a moderator badge. And everybody could bring anybody they wanted to on the stage.
I didn't think that it was all one big room. They didn't give a little recap in town hall that there's one big room when you got out of the app.
Right.
When you got on the app, as soon as you got on, everybody would get a notification that you'd be in that
Yes. They said, look, I'm gonna tell you the climax of even what you just said right now. I'm gonna tell you the climax of the story. So this is one of the climactic points. They said one time because in this environment, because everything was so free, because they didn't have this direction for it. Like they didn't know it was going to be like the world's next best way to connect and communicate and really build like your life and your business and your hobbies and all these kind of things. So they just thought it'd be a fun like little thing, you know, just to kind of hang out with friends. So in the early days, you could change your profile name endlessly. You could change all kinds of things. So they said when they knew it was time to change things, they said that in one room, this group of like pirates came in. Everybody had pirate emojis, and their names was like Pirate 1, Pirate 2, Pirate 3, Pirate 4, Pirate 5, Pirate 6. And they sat on the front row of them. And they weren't there to do any harm or anything. But they said they thought about it. They laughed like shit. They were like, okay, this one we realized, like, okay, we better clean this shit out because this could be dangerous. Oh my God. So they told some of those stories. They told stories how they played practical jokes on each other. Like they said one time when it was enough of their friends in it, like everybody turned their profile picture just blank white. And they were like calling Rohan and sending a message like, something's wrong with the ass, something's wrong. He came in and everything was white. And he's like, man, what's going on here? Or they kept changing their names and he could see it on the back end. And he was like, man, is everything all right over here? So they had some stories to tell, some real stories to tell from some of the early creators that they had on. They also had all the software engineers on the screen, on the stage. They had a lot of the people that are part of the community who are in the scaling. You know, it was absolutely amazing. And then, of course, they highlighted a number of the creators here that are doing amazing things. So,
did they have Alicia Horowitz in the room?
She was on the stage. She didn't stay long, and she didn't even speak, but she was definitely on the stage. Then they recognized her. Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany was not there. She was not there, actually.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about that this morning because I'm sorry, I was passed out by the time they started the talk last night, but I was thinking about it this morning because how much has changed. I mean, I just came on in October, November,
Right.
I forget. But I think it was November.
Right.
But whatever the case, when I came on, there were so many people in here that aren't showing up now.
Mm-hmm.
And so many celebrities, put it that way.
Gotcha.
That were in here daily. And, you know, just talking to people, which was one of the things that was exciting. And I always tell the story about how I literally, my first room saw Tiffany Haddish and this girl that went to Morgan State University decided to partner up to do work in Africa.
Wow.
Just because they started talking about something they had in common. And the girl was just like, yeah, Tiffany, I really like what your foundation is. And they started talking, and you know, I would love to hear like how that all played out.
Right.
But now it's so many people, it's so fast that I notice the celebrities that were in here just literally chopping it up with people. They're not in here as much, and I get it. But I just think, man, that kind of was the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm one of those people that's like back in the day.
You know, I think is when I look at that, and I definitely appreciate you for saying that too. When I look at that, what I notice is, I really think it's a matter of certain people who just maybe didn't know how to put up those boundaries that they needed so that they could protect their experience and have a good one. See, because anybody who I see that talks about the hoorah on here, I'm like, oh, I see what this is. And this is kind of reminiscent of what you and I were talking about earlier, Circa. I'm like, oh, I see what this is. It is common fucking sense to me to stay out of these damn streets and to just stay in my own room doing my own positive thing and to just visit other rooms from time to time from my peeps that are also doing positive things in here. But what many people can't resist, just like out in the real world, is drama and bullshit. So what happens is they have gone into rooms where people have been doing all kinds of crazy things and being rude to each other and triggering each other. And they have been ones that have been like, man, this shit has turned into complete foolery. But I'm going to tell you something. This is the same thing with real life. Clubhouse is no different than real life, than this real life we're living. When we're out here in these streets, and when we run across people that say, "Man, this world is it's nothing but bullshit out here," it's because most of the times they are feeding into, enabling, and attending the bullshit instead of curating their life experience, where they spend more time around people in spaces that are healthy and beneficial to them.
Can I speak on that?
Please, 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 please.
That is so true. Like, let me explain how I started this year. When I say everything's just aligning, it's so weird.
Right.
When I started this year, I have a friend, and me and him are both cancer. His birthday is the day after mine, and so like we talk a lot, we have a lot of conversations.
Right.
And he's a Black man, and he had both his parents in his life, and I did not.
Right.
And so we would talk about, why people aren't successful and why aren't they this, why don't the Black community do this, blah 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 blah. And we kind of came to the conclusion of the argument is that he really personally believes that only 2% of Black people are capable of being successful, meaning that they're mentally strong enough, financially, all this, everything. Only 2% of Black people are ever allowed to be successful. And I asked him, I said, so what is your, where are you getting this information from?
Right.
These are people that are around, people I work with every day, see these guys trying to be like rappers.
No, that's all good.
Trying to be rappers and trying to be, this and that. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with being a rapper?
Right.
And he was like, cause, that's what they do. It's like they say, they're making all these moves and they think this and they think that. And I'm like, but they are making moves. Like, who are you to sit here and tell them that they're not?
Right.
He's like, well, I guess we just have a different, value of success.
Yeah.
So I get on Clubhouse, and me being, because the optimistic person I am, I'm like, well, the people around me have always been positive.
Right.
I know a lot of people, so I get what you're saying, but I think you just need to get out of your own circle.
Right.
And so the same thing is on Clubhouse right now, at least. I feel like these follow algorithms and these follow graphs that they talk about are the same thing of us being in our same circle.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people you follow, the more people really you'll see. The more you put yourself out there, the more diversity you get,
right.
the more diversity you're going to see. So my experience on Clubhouse has been very positive. However, I do see all those negative rooms. I just don't stay in them. I go in them maybe to get some information. I like to see what the ops are doing every now and again. Like, what y'all talking about? What are y'all upset about today?
Right.
And use it as a joke. Whereas other people will really feed into it. I'll be like, why are you taking this serious? You're not gonna change their mind. They're not gonna change yours. Y'all just argue.
Right.
And so I think the weirdest thing, and that I did this on Clubhouse before, and I don't know why I did it, but I guess it's tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
Is I opened up a room in the morning, or was it an evening? I think it was an evening. I opened up a room, and I wanted to chit chat, but nobody came in.
Right.
And so I decided to play music. I'm just listening to music in the room on Clubhouse, living my goddamn best life.
Yeah.
On Facebook or doing something else, but also still on Clubhouse in my own room. And my friend messaged me. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm on Clubhouse in my room by myself." And they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, nobody came in, and so was I supposed to leave just because nobody else is here? This is what I wanted to do."
Right.
And so if we even personify that as what we're doing in real life with quarantine.
Yes.
We're being told to be put in our own little place. But that doesn't mean that that's a bad thing.
Right.
Living in your own truth, in your own space, in your own room.
Right.
And Clubhouse is giving you that opportunity, and it's hilarious to me when people get mad. They're like, "Why are you here by yourself? You look stupid. You shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't just hang out by yourself at home, or go out to eat by yourself, or do anything." And we need everybody else to be around us.
Yeah.
No, it's just about if you want to be positive, then bring that to people. Don't
Yes.
you don't have to go and look for it or anything like that. It's not that big of a deal. But
Yeah, I like what you're saying because one of the things for me that it manifests is this is how it's how I know what my why is. You know, it's how I know what my why is. Because, honestly, it's been the foundation of every success that I've had. Like showing up, and no matter how many people showed up, always reminds you of your why. Because when you start feeling certain feelings of like, man, I wouldn't do this if this person isn't here, if this person isn't here, or these people aren't here, then it shows you like, and this is not to, I mean, you know, I definitely think that we're social creatures. So of course, you know, to be social definitely feeds us. But there is something to say about when you only have motivation that's based outside of yourself, you know. And so what I'm like you know, it really shows me where my head is and where my heart is. And I actually I like when there are times in any experience where I have where very little people show up, because it always pushes that bar. It always takes me back to reminding myself that, because if I ever feel any feelings of like, oh man, I wish more people, or like, well, then I know immediately, it's immediately making me go back and say, what are you doing and why are you doing what you're doing? And I'll go right back to my same old self, which is just being myself and allowing the flow. And what's happened from there is that it reaches all the people that it needs to, and I have all the people in my experience that I need to. You might not be one person's cup of tea, but you're someone else's full course meal. Real talk.
Yes. Oh my God. Like you're in my head. I honestly think the people in Clubhouse have like started this act of the type of witchcraft, like spell. Like they had to like come in and say, "I bless this algorithm." The people that you encounter are always going to be the people that you want.
Yeah.
Because when you're saying that, I literally just said that like a while ago of like that. So sometimes I'll have a room and it's just be one person, me and that one person talking.
Yes.
And you know, you have to realize that sometimes the message is only for a specific person, and if you communicate that to that person, then your job is completed.
Yes.
And like that idea of like what your what you think is a crumb is like a meal to somebody else, because you may have thought that, you know, I did this and I did that and this show was like okay, there was like 5 people in there,
Right.
and you know, you may think like, okay, yeah, the circle was great, and you know, this is that, but there could have been one person that was in here that just literally listened to it for 5 seconds, and then they hear it, they that whole scene replays in their mind a week later, and it hits. And it's like, yes, that's what they were talking about. That's what was about.
Yes.
And so you have to realize, you know, your life is not only about you.
That's it.
It's your life is about everybody else. We all have the same life. We're out here to help everyone. And you know, something bad may happen to you, so something good can happen to someone else.
I love the fact that, you know, it's you this term being selfful, you know, this term of like being able to go forward and have that balance of giving yourself what you need. And then at that point, it's like, if it gives someone else, well, first of all, it will give someone else what they need, which is why I just go forward in that way. I never think about, well, I wonder if people will like, I never think about that. Because again, that's what it is. I happen to be fortunate because my first business that I created in 2008 went from 0 to 6 figures in 5 years. And it was based off of just me being myself and just doing what I wanted to do and what made me happy. So I happen to be spoiled by that, you know, and life experience is the ultimate teacher, which is why what we were talking about earlier, why I was mentioning about the permission thing and just being a reminder, or helping a person who has knowledge of something that's within them to just realize it again, to just have permission to look at it again, because that experience is that. This is why I say this. Don't be attached to the efforts you put out into the world. Just plant the seeds and know that the plants will grow in the places where they're supposed to. Be a happy seed planter, not a stressed out gardener. And so, thank you, Asirka. Thank you.
I got over here going crazy. I'm like, yes, like you literally like nailed down the head. Like that's what I've been trying to explain to people.
Right.
Because it's something that's really difficult to explain to people, that, you know, your hard work, people want to be rewarded for that and want to be, you know, acknowledged for that. And it's like, you're not going to get that acknowledgement. You're looking to stroke your ego. It's not about your world, but it's not me, and I don't feel bad, like, oh, people aren't pouring into me, and no, like, maybe they can't, like, I'm here to help them so they can actually start doing something with their life, like, you have to start somewhere, so, you know, you can get mad at things like that, so I love you for saying that.
Wow, that means so much to me. Thank you so much. And Circa, I think you really appreciate this. And I want to do a quick reset of the room. I want to say hello to the good brother Meyer, Charity, Andrea, Coco, T, Sanahada. By all means, you know how it works. If you'd like to come to the stage, you know what it is. Throw up the wave. Come on to the stage, hang out with us. You know, of course, the main goal is always to just say hey to your beautiful face. And to see how you're doing, see how your mom and them, how your pops and them, and also to stand in accountability with you as we continue this conversation. And so, and if not, and you just want to hang out and let this be your favorite background radio show, by all means, keep it going. That's what we're here for. I also want to say hello again to my peeps on YT and FB, Facebook and YouTube. If you're not hanging with me, watching me make silly faces at the camera and do all kinds of stuff, then just check me out at Aaron Hill TV, at Aaron Hill TV. See me. And so on that tip, yeah, Circa, you know, one of the things, I share a lot of these kind of quotes and writings here, and I have them all, everything that I've been saying to you, I have all on all my social media platforms, but one place where I keep them where you can just read them one after another is over on medium.com, either on the website or if you just download the Medium app, just on your phone. It's a free app, download Medium. And I'm on there at Aaron Hill TV. I have over 300 original quotes there. I also have 7 other writings, or really I'm calling them books because of the way that I'm hashing them out. But they're with my quotes, they're with my concepts with self-care. Got an entire self-care journey, of course, as you all know. Talk about it every day on this show. My shenanigans, my ponderings. Just look for me on Medium at Aaron Hill TV. And soon, and very goddamn soon, I will be saying just download the 5M Experience app, which is my new app that I'm coming out with, working diligently on the 5M Experience. Those 5 M's are music, movement, meditation, mindfulness, and mantra. Yes, yes. And so before we move this conversation forward, I want to say again to everyone, what's up to the good brother Ken, who just came in the room. What's up, Ken? If anybody like to come to the stage, you know what to do. Throw up the wave, and we're going to keep this damn thing going. Circa, I'm so glad you could appreciate that, because real talk, like, this is why I was saying what I was saying earlier. When I notice points of connection, I'm like, oh yeah, we definitely are 2 souls on the same journey. One with more wind in their city than the other, but yeah, I'm so glad you're resonating with that. So glad you're resonating with these thoughts, you know? That's what it is.
Yes, I am currently in Chicago in my tiny ass kitchen.
Yes.
Make some coffee.
Yes.
Chicago's one of my favorite cities. I love Chicago.
I love it here. It's a great place.
Definitely have to look for you when I come again. Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm hoping to move soon into a new apartment, hopefully in the same area because I'm really close to the lake right now. And so I'm in the same neighborhood, girl. Yeah.
Okay. I used to spend a lot of time there, so hopefully I'll get to meet you in person.
Yes. And when you, yes.
I'm about to bounce for a few minutes.
Yes.
I gotta go to my other
Accountability partner. Let's get the miracle morning.
It's a circus. So nice to meet you, Ken. Good to see you on the stage, on the embassy.
Brother Ken.
Hello to everybody in the room, and hopefully I'll be able to jump back in.
No doubt. And keep your fingers crossed, Sherry. I actually sent, what's his name? Hal Elrod? Is it Hal Elrod? I sent him a message to try to interview him here on the show. So fingers crossed. The miracle morning guy.
Yeah, and we gotta send an invite because I know we had said it, and I tried to forget too much. We need to invite Freddie Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. And I also found Bill Russell's mother on here yesterday and sent her a message.
Wow.
His mom.
That's great.
I know, right? I know. So yeah. So all right, Sherry. Well, you have a wonderful miracle morning. You know, and
Open up the juices, y'all.
yes, see you back. All right, Brother Ken, what's happening, family? Hey man, I am great today, bro. The confetti hasn't dropped, on the ground from yesterday yet, man. The confetti is still a couple inches off the ground, man. I'm still saying happy birthday to this beautiful environment, this ecosystem of Clubhouse, and with what we do with, dealing with brands and dealing with social media and all of these technological tools, man, that confetti is still hovering, bro. It hasn't hit. I'm still celebrating.
Yeah, man, keep celebrating. That's one of those situations where it don't stop. You got a whole year of celebration, right?
Right.
Birthdays aren't one day. You celebrate the whole year. Keep it going.
I'm milking that shit.
You gotta have it, man. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I don't have it yet, but I'm working on it, right? So you know about my concept. For everybody that doesn't know, on Sundays here, it's usually 9 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. This week I'm changing the time to 10. But I do an experience here on Clubhouse every Sunday. It's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time now. But this experience is called the 5M Fellowship. That's music, movement, meditation, mindfulness, and mantra. This is a concept I started way before Clubhouse, where really, in fact, this is actually a continuation of even an event that Sanahara, Amachandra, and I had called The Gathering here. It's a song medicine gathering where we get together with the people. It was very communal. It was a place to chop it up about all things, related to life and related to movement forward in life. We would do meditation, we would do all these things. So I actually had that experience on YouTube and Facebook. I've been doing it regularly, brought it to Clubhouse. And so that experience is where we hang out. I play the piano a bit, which I might do for y'all in a few minutes. In fact, I like to have some cool musical moments on the show. And but I hang out, check in with you, guided meditation, and take you through guided meditation and through movement, through breathing, through some good music and that kind of thing. And then chop it up about a self-care topic. And then from there, we talk about how we can relate to it and how to apply it, to our lives. So with all that, recently, Ken, and in looking at my personal brand and in tailoring it in the way that I have, for at least the last 4 or 5 years after I built my company, Fruition Music, then I started building my personal brand, and I started, showing up every day, all of these platforms, all of my expressions, everything I just mentioned to you. So that was going, as they say, fine and dandy, but it still felt like it was still just something missing, right? And what I figured out what was missing was that I needed my experience to not be I needed the spread across the internet to be the icing on the cake. I needed a focused experience where instead of walking into this music, walking into this motivation, walking into this movement forward in life, in the midst of having to go search for me under a profile on Facebook and then scroll through all the hoorah, and then you fall into my experience, but then you're distracted 30 seconds later because somebody done put some triggering shit that made you say, this is why I gotta get off of Facebook. I hate this. I needed a different kind of experience. So what I came up with was the 5M experience. So it basically brings everything that I've been doing to your home screen, so that way you can go straight to the portal and not go through another portal just to find it. This is not only an idea for myself, but this is where I see all of us, every last one of you beautiful faces in here. I see all of us going to this place. All of us will have our own app at some point. And here's the reason why. Because at this point, the website doesn't cut it. The website is just a place for people to go for informational tools. I realized this 3 or 4 years ago when my very last website, the one that's up now, which is literally nothing but just a landing page with links to direct you back here to the live and the daily and the regular and moment-to-moment experiences, because that's where everybody's hanging out. It's the fact of being able to catch a creator, even before Clubhouse, to catch a creator where in the last hour they share with you their top of their tip, or just what they ate and how it inspires, whatever. That's what everybody is. So I was like, yeah, websites don't play the same role as they used to, especially not for many of us as personal brands. So anyway, yeah. So I built the website to be that, and just like I knew, it didn't get much traffic. I didn't expect it to. I expected the only traffic to route people back out to this. So that worked. But it's still, I was just like, man, it's still, and then I figured it out. It's basically the evolution of the mobile website. It's the evolution of it. So when you go into your experience, it's not just about finding the information. It's about literally your affirmation coming out of the screen at the person. The person having only notifications just for when you put up your next tip with your affirmation, not in the midst of another environment. And you don't need everybody to download your app. You don't need that. You only need just these people that you're connecting with, your super fans, the ones that really support you on your journey. They're the ones who you're going to be on their home screen, just like how it is with us in YouTube. Most of us, like myself, when I started off my first YouTube channel, and before I put 2,000 videos on this channel, and before it grew to 70,000 subscribers, I subscribed to everybody else I came across because I was so happy. Now, like most of us, if you look at your YouTube subscriptions, chances are you're subscribed to probably at least 90 to 100 more people than you check out every day. You only check out 2 or 3, maybe 4, because that's where your focus is. That's what speaks to you in life. So transfer that to this app environment. And now the fact that building the app is not rocket science. Now, like it's just as simple as like a mobile website, which most of us are able to now go to a Wix or go to a Squarespace and just be able to create something ourselves and not have to pay thousands of dollars. That's where the app world is now. So Ken, I'm sorry, that was a long definition, bro. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I'm building some stuff on my end too.
Right.
Community is everything.
Right.
I think we all become seasoned internet users and online marketing savvy.
Yes.
We know when somebody's trying to pitch us something in the midst of giving something free.
Yes.
We can tell when somebody's genuinely trying to help us and not really asking for a monetary exchange.
Right.
But,
right.
From what you've done here, community is absolutely everything people are looking for. Not something different, but more like-minded folks to feel like they're in the right place. And not just relying on experts, because everybody
an expert.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. I'm working on a couple of things similar, not necessarily in that, but
yeah,
it's really all about community. Because you'll find, well, if you promote in the community, you'll find you. As
right.
you've seen with the Navy Morning Show, right?
Right.
It was built and the right people were attracted to me. What you gotta say?
Yeah.
I'm here every day, and I'm trying to be here every day. So congrats.
Thanks a lot, man. You know, it's funny because I started writing. You know, I've been, as you all know, I write original quotes every day. So now I have now I just have this series of original quotes that just come around Clubhouse. So now, you know, like you said, you know, it's really like the if you build it, they will come mentality. And now I say, if you start the room, and they will come. Because that's what it is. And that's what I love about this environment. And Ken, yes, I see all of us with our own app, not in the traditional sense. It really winds up being the thing where people can move past all of the rest of the distractions and just stay in your experience in the way that people do anyway. But you get more value when you can go from Ken's tip to like Ken's, like, you know, you're on the you know, Ken's business tip to Ken on the stair, you know, stair climber, just kind of hanging out and doing, like, it's just more secluded. So I just really, that's where I am, and I really see the future like that for all of us. Speaking of the future, Coco, good morning. Let's say good morning to Coco, Lorraine Vera. Coco, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coco. Good morning. Good morning, Coco. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, yes. What's going on?
What is going on?
What's going on? What's going on? Oh shit, you about to make me play that now. Why you do that? You know I can't
Go play.
resist.
You gotta play. You gotta play it.
Okay. Let's see.
You have to play the piano version. You have to play like you have to play like the version.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Okay. Okay. Since you insisted, since you insisted, since you insisted. Oh my gosh. For you, Coco. What's going on? Why, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's what's going on right there. That is what's going on right there. Come on, y'all. Open up your mics.
Thank you, Coco. Thank you, Coco. Thanks,
You're so magical. Can I share something really quick?
please, please, please.
So, to go and get emotional, it's probably 5 on the Richter scale of jalapenos.
All right, all right. And we talked about jalapenos earlier, so I'm ready for this now. I'm ready for the hot peppers.
Okay, so as you all, some of you may know, my little boy passed away in 2019, and I met AA Ron just a few months after I drove to Washington D.C. I needed to just cry in my car for 10 hours, and I drove and healed. And Washington is one of my favorite places in the world. And I walked into this little club, and I was, in a hotel all by myself in Washington, and I wanted to go somewhere, but I didn't want to go far. And I found this cute little club on an app on my phone.
Yeah.
And there I walked in, and there was Aaron playing, and we have been friends ever since. And there have been times when I've been bawling my eyes out, just couldn't barely breathe with the pain. And I would call him on the phone, my BFFFFFF, and he would play for me for an hour or two to help me soothe my heart as I cried and cried and cried. So I'm not saying that he'll do that for everybody. He called me but I just want to know this man, whatever we see on this app, he is kind times 10, and he has carried me through these last, what's going to be 2 years in June. He has carried me through the majority of that with beautiful kind words of affirmation and beautiful piano playing. So I just, as you started playing that, I remember that, and I thought, you know what, I need to share that with everybody. I wish there was more people in the room so they could hear how amazing you are and how much I appreciate you. And couldn't have gone through all this without you. Thank you.
Wow. Coco, it means the absolute world. The absolute world. The absolute world. And thank you. It's one of those things. It's funny because it's like As like Michael Jackson said, couldn't help it if I wanted to, And I really thank you because you have had a huge impact in my life, a huge impact from the perspective of growing as a. I told somebody earlier. In fact, I was telling a circle earlier. A circle. Remember, I said to you that I'm a personal communicator by default. So Coco is the one that educated me. And I learned about communication styles. I've just really been touched by this woman in the same way. So Coco, I want to give you my own set of flowers too, with how amazing you've been as well, and helping me out on this journey called life. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh.
Yes, sure.
So what else is going on? Because here we are, another day. Clubhouse, and there's so many things that we do every day, so many positive things. So last we left off as far as us talking about the amazing things you're doing. It was with some of these new ideas with this cigar bar series and this other thing. What is on your mind today? Where are you? What you just dealing with? Not even that you have to talk about that, but where are you today in the creative mind?
The word bar there, I like that. Cigar bar scripts and red bottom. Thank you.
Oh shit.
Cigar scripts a little short, but cigar bar scripts and red bottom readings.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I have decided that I'm not going to actually think about any more ideas.
Right.
I'm not willing to add another list of rooms.
Right.
Not one more thing on purpose. I'm not doing that. You almost cut off. I don't want to go into rooms of air Harrison.
Right.
Because it's inspiring me, and I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna live on Clubhouse.
Right. Look, I know exactly what you're saying. It's so funny you said that because and you remember this from early on, and many of y'all did. My first 90 days on here, when I was in the first December time, and I was telling y'all from day to day the ideas I was coming up for rooms, I got like 41 room concepts. And what I did was I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to focus on all 41. In fact, right now I'm only focused on this one and 5M. But I understand exactly what you're saying because, it's like you gotta.
Let me ask you a question about this app, though. Somebody suggested this app to me the other day, and it really made me mad and kind of sad. They said when the world opens back up, and we're able to travel, and I know in Canada things are just starting to open back up since December. We have been shut down, like it's just gas stations, grocery stores, and drive-thrus. That's it.
Damn.
And so when the world opens back up, people are not going to want to be on this app. Or a lot of it's not going to be as many people. You're going to be out doing stuff. Like I'm going to be in a cigar lounge doing these groups. So what do you think about that idea of when we begin to have when this pandemic passes in whatever way it does, will this app be as popular? Or what do you think?
My answer is 1,000,000% yes. In fact, it'll be more popular. Let me tell you why. So one of the things that many people would say when dealing with like Zoom and some of these other things, I would hear people constantly have the conversation where they're making a direct comparison, where they're like, it's either Zoom or either we get together in person. I'm like, I think that what's going to happen and the way that it pans out and the way we probably should look at it, because it probably pan out this way, is that only thing we do is now go back to our normal engagements and being together in person with the added bonus, the added benefit of the fact that in addition to that, we get a chance to build even deeper by having these experiences. Because there are many times when it's just not as convenient to be in person. So what I think we'll do is I think it adds a branch to the tree as opposed to it's either this tree or this tree is gone and we're back on another tree. Like I just don't see it that way. I mean, like you look at Zoom, there's so many people that are now saving money And even when things open back up, there'll be jobs where bosses will be like, yeah, don't come to work on Friday. We're just gonna do what I'm saying. 5M. I thought 5M is a live. It started off as a live concept, like a live experience. When I think about this in 5M, what it's going to equal is, first of all, I'll be able to get together with people, but I won't have to rely on trying to hustle every week. Like I could just make it once a month if I want, and then do the rest in this way, because there are so many ways of communication that aren't retracted from this type of experience. So anyway, I know I can keep going, but Coco, just to cut it off and keep it shorter than longer, I think that it will be even more private. It's like saying, will telephone calls go away because of the fact that instead of talking to each other on the phone, I could just come and see you? It's like we don't think about it that way. It's both, and I'm glad that I can come and visit you, Coco, and like come and hang with you. And when we're not together, I can call you on the phone, and so it equals twice the amount of communication. So I don't think it goes anywhere. I think it literally just increases in value, and it increases and gets even more creative in how we apply it to our daily lives.
Cool. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm just saying I'm sorry.
Oh, you good, bro. You good. In fact, if you want to continue on, or Coco, either one, it's all good. I want to hear both of you all thoughts, because I think
Ladies first. Ladies first.
I don't really have a thought. I think that I know for me, if I were to go away, I would just be it's going to be a part of
Right.
It's around.
Right.
So I just wasn't sure if anybody else was as obsessed with this as I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I definitely think it's going to continue to grow. The more ways you can touch people, the deeper the connection.
Right.
I think what's really crazy about Clubhouse is you build these relationships without having to take the risk of being embarrassed.
Right.
And I think that's why it's so popular, right? We can make these personal connections without having to show our faces and let the connection build until when you want to show your face, when you want to show up on Facebook Live, when you do want to connect with them in the real world.
Right.
And you connect with people all over the world with similarities.
Yes.
Find those similarities quickly.
Yes.
It's where the real value is. So I think it's going to get bigger.
I could not agree more. Go
Ken,
ahead.
I have a question for you. Why are you so brilliant?
You gotta blame my parents for that.
I want to know why. Wow. Why? Every time I get to speak, I'm like, damn.
You gotta blame them. This wasn't me. They gave it to me, so I just rolled with it.
See, that was a brilliant answer.
Right. It keeps flowing. Brother Meyer, what's going on, home?
Hey everyone, hey, how's it going?
What's up, Meyer?
Just catching up. I realized I was on mute. I was like, oh, 5 minutes.
No doubt, bro. So throw the question your way, bro. With what Coco just asked, what are your thoughts?
I think I really like what Ken said. And I think that going deeper, like I feel like with this app, we're just scratching the surface of what we're gonna be able to do and achieve. And I think it's gonna be maybe like a couple months before, some kid figures out how to use this in a completely different way that none of us thought of.
Right.
And that's gonna completely shift it. But I think, I don't know, this is just like it's like having community in your pocket.
Right. Right. Right.
I think that's what like we were all aspiring to with social media.
Yeah.
Didn't really get, but this is kind of nailing that a little better.
I'm trying to tell you. Do you understand how long this damn conversation would take if I was trying to type back to you? Like what you just said. I'm like, Myra, what do you think about where this thing is going? And you text that, and I had to wait and read it, and then wait till I had a minute to respond and then type. Yeah.
It's like a whole half a day.
I'm telling you. So like you said, I think it just gets even more creative. It's actually what the founders were saying. They were like, the thing we like most about this app, we're inspired by all the creative ways that you all have come up with how to actually utilize this app for your daily lives, for your goals, your career, your livelihood. They were like, we're constantly inspired because that's the flexibility of this environment. by being so simple, where it's not a whole bunch of components and you don't have to do a whole lot as far as pre and post production, all these things, it makes it more potent. And then yeah, it's simple and then it's live. It's so yeah, I mean Coco, imagine, you're driving and imagine instead of like say you're talking on the phone, but you're like doing a whole like session and it just so happens to be on your drive and it's just quiet enough in your car to where you don't have to worry about background noise or it's understood. Like it's not even that big of a deal. But you're on your drive with 300 people and you're just sharing about something. Like it's just a whole new thing. I think we get more and more innovative with it as we go. Yes, yes. Anybody else want to come up to the stage and offer your thoughts on that? I would love, love, love it. Love it. This is a great conversation. And I think that this conversation is good because what it does is keeps feeding the seeds of creativity. There are some people in this experience with just us talking about this, it opened up the possibilities to make them think like, yeah, I never thought about that. I can use this while I'm driving. I can book clients and do things on the fly. I can like hold whole conferences and not get out of my damn bed.
You know what I find crazy?
Yeah.
Is that, with people trying to build businesses online and create awareness online.
Right.
Prior to Clubhouse, in order for you to get in front of this many people, it costs money. Right. I mean, and trust me, it still does. Right. Being able to come meet people, jump into rooms, show yourself, show your wares, offer your expertise in this way is absolutely one of the perfect ways to build a business.
Right.
Like I'm listening to folks, you can go ahead and analyze and listen and see if you go to other rooms, follow folks and see if they're really talking about what you're interested in. And if they got a product or service to offer, that'll be the person you'll go to buy it from.
Right.
You really can build a strong brand through your voice on Clubhouse.
Right. You really can. You really, really can. The other thing I like about it is this, Ken, and this is directly for you, man, and really everybody else here. But because of what we deal with every day, and how we work with people and the angle we come from, it's hard to fake it on here. Like it's hard to fake it, man. If you,
There's a lot of liars on here too.
it is. It really is. But it's just yeah. I mean, I guess I should rephrase that. Like, it's easy to manipulate people and that kind of thing. But it's like, I guess on the flip side, I guess what I'll put it like this: for those of us that aren't fake and are coming authentically, and we really want to help people, we really want to connect, we really care. It actually it makes it plain and obvious. It makes it so obvious. Yeah.
The authentic folks shine through. Like I try to say, if I feel like I got to take a risk on somebody here,
yeah,
just after listening to them, then
yeah,
they came off authentic. Like you know when somebody's talking on the phone, bullshit.
Right.
You know when somebody's talking to you, they got another motive, or really it's what they're not saying, and it's really
what they're saying. Yeah.
So these conversations on Clubhouse are so familiar to us because we have them every day. The tools and strategies to determine if someone's being honest and not apply here too.
They do.
So if you're taking a risk, like I'm not sure if this is the right person, and it's not the right person.
True. I also call this the world's best interview process because you can survey if you're working with a person or if you care to be connected with a person, like you can do a lot of surveying like right away and in real time. And I always say, because of the fact that we're hearing each other's voices, it makes our ears twice as acute. So you can really hone in and really hear, a person's inflections and intentions, that kind of thing. So yeah, you just get the shit done in like way less the time. I mean, I've been able to, as you all know, because it's who you are, I've been able to brush up shoulders with and connect with and converse with people where honestly, Ken, I've had more conversation with you than some of my like faithful family members and fans and followers and friends on other social media platforms, and for literally no other reason than just the fact that we get a chance to dialogue in such a fast exchange. Now, the beauty of it, and this is the last thing I'll say, and then I would love if there's anyone who else want to come to the stage. I'm also going to mention about an event that's this Saturday. Myself and Sanahara Amachandra, we're going to be doing a concert here on Clubhouse. So excited to tell you all about that. But it's one of those things where we get a chance to do so much in such short time, and it's potent. And like Myers said, we are only at the tip of the iceberg with this thing. We're just getting started. I must remind you all again, this thing is still in beta. Like, this thing still hasn't been unleashed to all of the world yet. And so, as I always say, I'm happy about the opportunity that we're in this environment and we get the opportunity to be ambassadors to set the tone and to learn the ropes and the trial and error, before like the full masses pour in, because we get a chance to bring people into some quality experiences. So, yeah, is there anybody else who has any thoughts that's here already on the stage? And if you'd like to come to the stage, go ahead and throw up a wave. And if not, you just want to keep listening to this in the background, we're going to be hanging out for about another 15 minutes or so. And then, yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
To what Ken was saying, which is just about like how we're able, there's like a lot of nonverbal communication, or
Right.
like tone reading.
Yeah.
And like, I think like, I always get anxiety when texting people because I'm like, oh, is my tone gonna come across like writing it?
Right.
Versus
Damn.
all of that is gone. Like
Right.
everyone can add the inflections they need to, and like everyone's coming across how they want to, and it's not like ambiguous or anything. So that's probably like a subconscious reason why I gravitate to this. Because I'm like, yo, all the anxiety is gone.
Yes. And bro, doesn't it feel good every time you show up here to like just be appreciated for Meyer, for who you are, bro? No filter. That's it, bro. That's why we love you too, man. Like, real talk. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The brilliant one.
Mm-hmm. The brilliant ones. Family.
You're the brilliant one. No, you are. We're gonna get to it. No, you.
Right.
The remainder of the show.
And now for your listening pleasure, the remainder of the show will be a back and forth. No, you. From Meyer and Coco. Oh my God. Everybody, let's say good morning to Sanahada. Amachandra, good morning. Yo, good morning.
I didn't need to talk to you, girl. We got to call each other Lindsay. Come on.
Let's
Hey.
get it.
Hey, I'm you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That'll be awesome, Coco.
I love that. I love that. Emotional intelligence 101. Sanahada, what's going on? What's going on?
You already know another day. It's raining down here. It's storming down here.
Well, let me make you feel better because it's raining here too. Let me add to that. Let me join you in a moment of it's raining cats and dogs.
It's raining. It's like, this Florida rain too. Be like wondering about the spark of tornado or something.
Oh wow.
Water's running down there's a river running down the streets for the rain.
Oh wow. Oh, you getting some rain. Like not just rain. Wow. So I remember the first time I heard this old man say this, and now this is not your case. This would probably be more so my case right now.
Okay.
But he called the rain liquid sunshine. I was like, damn, man, that's what I'm talking about.
I call the water liquid air.
Yeah, I love it. OMG. What's on your mind this morning?
Pull to refresh.
PTR. Oh, so speaking of PTR, that was one of the things that was exciting yesterday about the Clubhouse birthday party. They had, amongst all the people that have been contributors here, different developers and software engineers and community leaders and musicians and all the people that are on the stage, they had the one guy on the stage. In fact, I'm trying to interview him on the show for one thing and one thing only. And I'm actually hoping to go down in history for one thing too with this app. And they had the guy on stage who invented the PTR concept. In fact, he had it at the top of his bio. He's like, "Yep, PTR. Yeah, that was me." So yeah, PTR, and what do we have here? What do we have here? Love and Light live spring concert, March 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. OMG. So I'm excited because this particular expression includes me and Sanahara. I'm a Chandra. Okay.
Yeah, so it's funny because like I'm so used to just writing Alma and Aaron. Aaron and
I know, right?
they're like Alma and Aaron. I'm like, yeah. They're like, who's Alma?
Right.
Yeah, I was wanting to come up because I was playing around, you know me,
Mm-hmm.
and flyers. So I'm like, make sure
right.
and put something up there so that folks can at least see something.
100%. So this is your spring baby right here, and even though I'm connected together with you in it, but tell us about just this concept, this baby, just what made you this, and even this love and light concept.
Definitely thank you for the opportunity and the invitation.
Yeah.
So essentially, I have been following the sun and the moon, and the heavenly calendar for decades now,
Right.
like with consciousness and intention. And so I've been holding space for the spring equinox and the summer solstice, and like those main corners for a while. And I needed to do something. I was like, how do I do this? I was like, you know what? We can do a spring and fall concert.
Yes.
And after doing the Clubhouse Black History Month concert,
Mm-hmm.
and being in a whole different place from a musician that I did not even know as well as like I know you, like you and I have chemistry. So
Right.
when I was with this person who did not know me, the follow, the lead, it came out. I mean, I was getting left and right from that experience that I said, oh, we can do this. And then you were already having that. So
Right.
I was like, all right, Aaron, down. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, then it's on. Let's do this. So
Yeah.
it's been on my mind for a while. It's one of those I wish I'd been from forever ago, but whatever. It's still going to be born.
Right.
It's still coming to the full term on Saturday. And I'm excited. I'm very excited.
It's going to be very, very exciting. What you can expect is myself and Amachandra in song together, sharing pieces together, sharing individual pieces, and just bringing all the light and love that we have put together for years now. It's from 2012. At least we're about to come up on a decade. That's so crazy. And so all this light and love that we've been spreading through music and song, all around. We've done so many events together. We've traveled together. We've done so much around, just traveling around, taking music to people, taking it to the streets, taking it to people's houses. I remember, I just thought back to, I forgot her name. Remember we did that?
Lori.
Was it Lori? The house concert out in Columbia?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You did. OMG. In fact, I'm gonna see if I can find that clip. There was one part of that experience where everybody was singing The Light. That shit was so cool. Oh my God, yo. Oh my God.
You as we have confidence in each other's abilities, right? So and I'm already super active. I've had to learn how to that's because of my time in open mics and stuff where you don't know what's gonna get to you get it.
Right.
And then you guys seasoned me in jazz between you and Blue. Oh my God.
All right.
Y'all just stretched me and expanded me. And so I'm stupid. I'm like, folks don't even know what we are about. They have no clue. Well, some people, you didn't know what we gonna do.
Right.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I saw a video from the Kid Snoopy concert recently. It popped up in my memories, and I was like, man, we were great.
Great.
Not even good. No, we were pretty great.
Mm-hmm. We were, we are, and we continue to be. And one of the ways Yeah. And one of the ways that we've done that is this love and light concept. This came out to be an album concept that we recorded recently. And so it's in Florida. She came back to Baltimore. And I was like, you know what? Let's do an impromptu studio recording. I booked the studio, Blue House Productions, Blue House Studio. And so we went there and I was like, let's just do a duet thing. They got a grand piano there. And it's a beautiful, intimate space. I think you'll love it. Let's just do it. And so we went up to Blue House and we recorded the Love and Light project. So what I'm going to do for everybody that's here, what I want you to do is to go over to my Facebook page. And what you're going to see is I'm actually sharing the video now so you can watch us live. You can actually see the concert that we did, not the concert, but the live. Well, it was a concert basically, but it was a studio recording that we did. And so we did 2 recordings. This is Love and Light. And so you're going to see on my Facebook profile at Aaron Hill TV. If you go there now, you'll see the top post. It says, "We're so excited to bring this love and light to you." And it's a video that shows, it's an overview. So this video is about maybe 3 minutes long. And you'll see us. It explains the love and light concept. We talk about it. You also see us performing and hear some of the music. And then you can pre-order the album actually there with that information. And so we're rolling this out for spring, and this is super exciting. I'm also putting up on my page the full studio sessions as well, so that way you can watch us in the studio. And again, you'll see the information there. Please check this out, because I promise you, you have Alma's original music, you have a couple originals for myself, and then you have a couple covers that you'll be even familiar with, like "What a Wonderful World," which is actually one of my favorite tunes to play right now. So yeah, just check out this Love and Light thing and see what we're doing and enjoy it, and then of course, join us on this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For you, why is it so important to be able to, what's the significance of the spring for you, especially someone who celebrates the solstice and follows the moon cycles and that kind of thing? Spring, what's spring for you? I'm a spring baby too, so I just by default just have like a spring inclination. But what's the significance of spring when it comes to the season, the history, just the earth, the world, the cycles?
Man, I thank you so much for that question. First of all, spring was significant, like when I was growing up, because Easter and all, and we like to play. But being in Florida, we never really had a winter. So my relationship with spring truly developed when I moved up north, and I had winter. And then as I continued to grow and learn, the winter is really about truly rest. If you're in the northern hemisphere, the winter is about rest and rejuvenation and being in the dark, allowing yourself to really be inside. Right. And that spring, man, that's when it's spring and things start popping. Sundress weather, sandals, new budding flowers. There's a sweetness and possibility in the air. And this is where you get a chance to try on all those ideas that you were coming up with, that you were incubating from the fall and the winter. Right. So you get a chance to see it, and then by the summer, you really get a chance to work your hard work what you planted, work what you've been cultivating. So it allows me to kind of see an annual but seasonal approach to life and take that. It's why I realized it's so much about connecting in with nature, and we can get everything we need. The best business model is the one that keeps the world spinning, right?
I love that. The best business model is the one that keeps the world spinning. That's dope as hell. That's dope as hell. I could not agree with you more. And it's why, again, this whole concept of light and love, and then us birthing it, moving it forward, springing it about, during spring is it's so significant. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the unfolding of the project. It's one of those things where any time is the right time, but like something I feel about us bringing this out in spring that really feels like it's just at a really, really good place. When people are springing, when we're moving into this weather and this warmer weather, and just not even just the weather, but just what's happening to the earth, the regeneration. I'm gonna tell you another reason why I think it's so significant is that, like, during these times, one thing I noticed, and I don't know if you all felt this, and quick reset, if you want to come to the stage, please, please, please do. I want to say hello to your beautiful face before we wrap this up in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. During this time, now I'm a person who was, practicing mindfulness and meditation and just always trying to keep my mind in a positive and optimistic place. And, I have my moments, but for the most part, like, I stay in a pretty motivated and pretty positive place. But like for these last like 2 weeks, I've been feeling like a lull. And what I realized and then I realized it wasn't just me, because I started seeing it and feeling it with other people too. And it was kind of like this, like, I'm over it lull. Like, we have done, I really applaud us. We have done such a good job with just holding on, working with ourselves, working through this. We've done a good job. I want to say to you personally, you have done a good job at holding on, at moving through. And I'm saying it to everyone here. I'm saying it directly to you. The reason why I say that is because I'm not saying you always got it all right all the time. I'm not saying you didn't have your moments. You didn't get short with people, curse some people out, regressions. Not that. But you keep trying every day. You keep self-reflecting every day. You keep putting it all on the table. And you keep trying to do things that are overall for your best and most healthy benefit. And I want to salute you, every last person in here: Sherry, Eunice, Andrea, T, Sanahata, Maya, Coco. So, with that, we're all doing that. This past couple of weeks, I'm like, damn, man, like, I feel like a lot. And I was like, oh, this is like, I'm over it again. I'm coping with this. I've accepted it. I've found my peace. And then again, you come around these places where you're like, I'm so over this. And so I'm thinking about that. I'm like, this is just a normal, natural thing for many of us, even those of us that are striving. So I look at this spring, and I look at the fact that even though we might be still dealing with our world in a particular way where we can't just spring forth and just be out there, and doing everything, we can be able to see our earth regenerate and appreciate that. We can get out there in our own place. I know myself. I'm getting back out there with my camera. I'm going back to nature. I'm going to take some pictures, appreciate some beautiful flowers. I'm going to just soak up in it. So during this time, as the earth is rejuvenating itself, during this time where we need a lift, I'm glad that we're coming out with this love and light, because I think this is going to just be a part of that ushering in for many people in this season. I think it's a nice lift, a nice springing.
I love that. I appreciate that. And everyone's gonna find their way. We all find our way. But I know that this opportunity to stay and put this vibration, this up in the atmosphere. Oh, I can't wait.
Can't wait. Okay, so 1 minute to go. We got 60 seconds. Not that we got to stop on the dime, but with keeping in time. Hey, Alma, you want to flow with something together?
Always.
All right, here we go. So, just flow for a minute or so. Improvisation. Let's get it. All right, I'm gonna move over to the piano. Oh.
Trust and believe in
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That was a little bit of an original by Amachandra, Sanahata Amachandra, Trust and Believe in Love. So yeah, you can hear that and more this Saturday, 8 p.m. I hope y'all gonna be there. We're gonna bring in the spring, right? Coco's clapping. Yes, yes. Anybody else want to come to the stage? I don't want to hold your mics back. I don't want to hold you back. I don't want to hold you. We're about to wrap this thing up. But if you'd like to come to the stage, if you'd like to offer any final thoughts, I hope that you enjoyed that. What's your spring like? Are you ready to spring into spring? OMG. Oh, we got a good friend, Tapora. Hey, Tapora. Oh, yeah, I just added my...
Anybody needs to know what spring sounds like, that's what it sounds like. Just there. Just exactly what you just did. Oh my gosh, that's what spring sounds like. Ooh, beautiful.
Thank you, Coco. Let's say yes, yes. Yes, yes.
I just gotta say this is
Hey, Tapora. Hope you are well. Good to see you. Yes, yes. And a fly, Sherry, Andrea T. You all like to come to the stage by all means. Hey, Tapora. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. I just invited you to the stage. So you gotta do is hit the accept invite button. Yes, yes. We get a chance to say hello to your beautiful face. Hey, Tapora.
Hey, beautiful people.
Hey. Hey. Good times. Oh my goodness, Tapora, how are you?
Oh, I am tired and overwhelmed.
I get look. Welcome to my world. Still showing up.
So much, personal work the last month has been explosive, and after I'm just exhausted by it all.
I totally understand. Everybody, I want to introduce you to the family. Everybody, let's say good morning to Tapora, yes, Tapora Coco, Tapora Meyer, and of course, Sanahata. OMG. This is a good time. Yes, yes. I'm so glad you were able to stop by. We were here hanging out. In fact, we usually do this experience this morning show until about 10:30. So you came right at the right time because my most important thing is always just being able to commune with people, check in, say hello, see how they're doing. And so, yes, I'm so glad to see you. And you came at, I always say serendipity plus intention equals life. You came right when Amma and I were just performing a song, telling about our Saturday spring concert that we're going to do on here this Saturday. And yeah, we were just vibing.
You guys are going to do a concert on Clubhouse this Saturday? Are you kidding?
We are.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You know we all missed out in Baltimore. We missed out so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mark is another amazing singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that she's knowing that the possibilities are here.
Yes.
Share your music.
Thank you.
OMG. Yes. So, I'm happy about this because when you said what you said, I'm like, oh yeah, I understand that all too well. All too well. That's been the story of my life. And that's why I keep doing this, because this gives me my release. I'm able to be like, I can take a couple deep breaths. I was just talking about right before you came in, I was like, I've been a person who, for the last 2 years, I've been on my mindfulness and meditation journey. It was pre-COVID. It was right at the right time because coming into COVID, it was like, boom, this is perfect. And so I've been doing really well. And I was just telling everyone that like this past week or so, it's been like a lull. Like I'm over this itis like this last week. I mean, like it just hit me for like a week. I was like, yeah, I'm over this. And I think everybody else is too.
Aaron, I'm going to use that term. I just want you to.
Yes, please do. Please let the world know. Shout it from the rooftops. I'm like, I understand. And I was thinking, because I was like, damn, like I'm pretty good. Like I'm optimistic Joe, I'm pretty chill. But I was like, God damn, what is going on? I was like, oh. And it wasn't until I started like, just continuing to do what I do, checking with people and everything. And I was like, oh, it's not just me. We've been doing well with this. And yeah, we're just over this shit. We're just like, over this shit. Like,
I mean, I'm particularly over it because people in charge of fucking everything up.
Right. Welcome to the AP Morning Show, where you never know what the fuck you're gonna hear, but it's gonna be right on point. I'm telling you, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Yes. So, coming into spring, I'm like, okay, at least if I'm over it, at least right now, we're about to do this concert. We're continuing to have these positive vibes every morning. We're continuing to carry each other through. And that makes me happy. OMG.
And I just want to say that I actually activated the second iPhone at my makeup business, so I could have both my businesses on Clubhouse, right?
Yeah.
And I'm using my Motivate right now, and I was scrolling through all the clubs, and I dropped into 5 Clubhouses and left. And then I was like, oh shit, Aaron's on. I gotta go over there. This is like
Yes.
this is a way more interesting vibe. I just and the other one had like 1,000 people on it, and I was like, nobody was saying anything powerful to me at all. Just being in an intimate space like this, just start my day with high vibe people is like so important. Like I don't know about anybody else, but not having my community is destroying me right now. I am missing my community, and I had a songwriting community all during 2020 because I started doing sing production, and I was in an incredible course out of LA, and we held each other up through music. We cried together. We were there for everything,
Yes.
And lately I've been like, I don't have a community anymore.
Right.
It's not healthy. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I know what I couldn't listen. Your plight, your feeling, that thing that spoke to you in that way, that not only is literally the incarnation of this experience and of this space, but that's where I've been for like the last couple of years. And then adding on to what you said, where it was like finding my tribe, starting to build some close-knit connections and starting to do things that made me feel like I was with my tribe. And then COVID is. And I was like, yes, I'm feeling the same thing that you're feeling. And that's exactly what sparked this experience. I was literally like, I saw this as a tribe builder. When it was explained to me, I expressed it earlier. In fact, Sherry's back in the experience, and we were talking about it earlier. It was, when she actually invited me into this Clubhouse ecosystem. And at first I was like, she reminded me of one. Like, yeah, you say you didn't have enough time. I said, yeah, you're right. I did say that. Before I got to optimism, I was like, yes, this is the thing that will gain tribe and village and community. And you should be like, I was like, yeah, I got time for this bullshit. Like, I'm already on Facebook, YouTube. But as soon as I saw that this was an opportunity for me to connect with my tribe across the lines of the states and everywhere else where we are, not only in real time, but in intimate time, I was like, oh yeah, this is tribe building. This is the way, this is the thing that helps during this time. Yeah, and so this is what I've been here doing Monday through Friday since December 15th for 3 hours a day. And at one point halfway through, I had a week where we did 5.5 damn hour marathons. And my mother was on here with me like last week, about maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And everyone was meeting my mom and saying hello. And she was like, I don't know how she said, that's my son, and I don't want to talk to him for 3 hours. I don't know how y'all do it. And I was like, Mom, the thing about this, and she got it. She's like, oh, that makes sense. I said, the thing about this is that it's a passive environment where people can just drop in and out whenever they feel like it. They don't have to put on their makeup for to do it. Like Coco always says, you don't have to shave your legs. You don't have to do anything but just be able to be in the comfort and convenience of your life and to be able to grow and build. Now, the thing that is most important is that it's just like the real world. So if you don't curate your experience and you don't surround yourself with people like this and experiences like this, then yes, it'll be yet another thing to bring you stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and be like, I'm getting the hell off of this thing. And that's why I had to take pride in creating this kind of space.
Definitely. Well, I'm sure everyone who comes in here really appreciates it. And, I'm doing a lot of consideration of like the next stage in my life because I know that I'm in a space of transition.
Yes.
And so I've gotten into a new level of like gathering knowledge.
Yes.
And Clubhouse for me has been really trippy because I got into a marketing space where they were doing the marketing, it was just all about social media marketing. And the moderators were like so full of information and they were so positive about how they presented it. And they did it for 28 hours. And I was on there for these 20 hours. It went with me everywhere I went. I was so addicted to it. Right. And it was incredible. It to see people like you say, like 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to see people that devoted to knowledge share and to building up community.
Yes.
For me, it was like compared to social media, other quote unquote social media, like Clubhouse definitely has a special magic that appeals to me.
Yes. And that special magic, I believe, is what even the developers were saying, that even though they created this, they still sit back and are like appreciative of it, just like we are, because it pinpoints on the very foundation of how we started off communication with each other and how we communicate in our most intimate way. It's no text, there's no pictures, there's no video, there's no pre-production, no post-production, no editing, no nothing. It's just you being able to either listen in and gain knowledge that way, or ask a question, or offer something of value, and it's in real time. So yes, it is a breath of fresh air.
I can't wait for your writing room, songwriting room. Yes, you know what? What is it going to be called? What's it going to be called?
Topora me, Coco. Coco me, Topora. Coco is also a songwriter herself and all kinds of good stuff. And so, yeah.
I'm looking at your Instagram bio, Coco, and I just wanted to throw out there that I'm writing I'm taking a song that I wrote and turning it into a poem, without music, which is weird, but and sending it to a healing center over in Berkeley Springs for Women's Month. So I've been part of this group called the Empathy Project, which is also Songwriters Against Sexual Assault, and domestic abuse violence month is coming up, and intimate partner violence is been a theme, and it's so much more prevalent now, I would say, in terms of like the silence that surrounds it.
Yeah.
But like that empowerment work is super important to me as a songwriter.
Wow, you know what? You've opened up my heart because I'm just working on a song about that very thing in the journey. So I would love to connect with you and contribute something if possible.
I would love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a beautiful sign. Working out for years. And it can be very poetic too. So, wow, that's exciting. Thank you. We
Yeah.
you, girl.
Yeah, right. And I've got a different Instagram connected to this because it's my makeup business.
Yeah.
And honestly, if anybody needs any makeup, it's organic. I mean, I will just send it to you for free. You don't even need to pay me. And if you want to contribute, you can, but you don't have to. And if you know a woman that does not have any money, wants to get herself out there, get her face out there into the public again, even if it's just on Zoom, and she's strapped for cash, just let me know, and I can send free cosmetics out there, as a community building. But I want to hook up with you, Coco, from my other Instagram account, so you'll see me follow you from my music account in a few minutes.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
I have been just sitting here listening to you. I'm like, why haven't I released any of my music yet? Why? I'm just sitting on it. And then I meet Tapora.
Yes.
If I release music that can just keep me, oh my, I'm talking about. If I can release my music to inspire the women in the shelters and music that's going to be used for that, I'll be writing damn day. Are you kidding me? Yeah, without purpose for me. If something is not attached to purpose, it's really hard for me to release it.
Yes.
So to be able to pour in, girl, you just lit a fire. See, I just tried. Didn't I say that I was making the show that I was going to be more creative, that I want to take out my kids because I don't have anything else to do? Why did you come this way? Breathe, Coco, breathe. Have to be generators because there's too much response that's happening here. I want to know all y'all human design. Coco, are you gonna drink my coffee?
Oh, sorry.
Talking girl, my God. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I found this it's like a mastermind group for performers, and I'm not as much of a performer as a writer, right? But
Wait a minute. Wait. Look, my music, my iTunes, like where I'm playing my track from, it just cut off by itself. It cut off like, wait a minute, did she just say that?
thank you. You always want that play keyboard and trumpet
Woo.
sing at the same time.
Woo. In the most beautiful way, if I might say so myself, and I think I just did. This is the accountability beatdown in the most loving way. Oh, man.
There's this mastermind group, and I didn't take the mastermind group, but I took a free thing, and his name is Tiamo. I've been following him for 2 years, and then I think he finally did a free thing. And his thing is using your purpose and your mission as an artist, and as a human and as a spiritualist to make that money while you're inspiring people. And his teaching is about how to get into conventions and conferences. And if you think about all the women's empowerment conferences that are out there,
Right.
from like teachers and advocators and social workers who go to these events,
Right.
and he's got this whole thing where you can book yourself as a speaker and get the speaker money, and then sell CDs, merch, all this stuff, and
Wow.
he's clocking in at $7,000 an event, him and his guitar.
Wow.
And that's like, so I just want to hook you up like with his email, so you can just start following him, because if he does another free one, it's amazing. At some point, I'm going to take his mastermind class.
Yes.
Because like to be able to be in your mission and your purpose and inspire people is like what you said, like we actually want to do, but then to make a living on it and maybe just book a show a month and make a living on it, do all the other shit you want to do.
Yes. It's powerful. Go ahead, Coco.
Just drop the mic. I don't know who you are or what you came from or what, but I'm not surprised that you're friends with Aaron and
Yes.
Darling,
You know, I'm at home. You don't know me as mama, you don't know me as mama. But I know I'm so dyslexic every time I read, I just can't. But I'm so excited about your name, and I sounds like musical notes to me, so I'm gonna get it. But yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate this room. My goodness gracious, and I would look forward to connecting with you. And thank you for that. I mean, you just, yeah, I love that.
All right. I love that. And Tapora, you know, this again, it's one of the reasons why I have this space and why I've been so happy to completely change my schedule to where this is my job every day for the first 3 hours in my morning. Because what just happened here between you and Coco has literally been happening every day with people from all walks of life, all around the world, every day in this experience. And so it's one of the reasons why I'm so happy with this kind of connection. So it's great to see you, Tapora. Great to see you.
I'm gonna turn my mic off so I don't keep hogging this.
Oh, you okay? Yo, it's all good. You know, I appreciate it. In fact, it's exactly why I allow this flow. And speaking of the flow, we want to say good morning to Lindsay and Dr. Osiris. We want to say hello to Adrian, Sherry, Andrea. And we are going to be tailoring this experience. Usually I go to 10:30, but I love to put in OT, especially when it's good vibes like this. So I have something in mind, some serendipity, some intention in mind. Hey, Amma, what do you think about when we, after we hang out with Eric, and if there's anyone else who wants to come to the stage and say, hey, what do you think about doing, I wrote a letter to myself as we close out? How you feel about that, Amma?
You know, that's a great invitation. It definitely sparked something because, you know, that song is my yeah, but I would love to.
Right. So that's gonna be
Yes. I'm not playing with you. So the invitation, no,
I love it. You get it from both sides, you know. You get the invitation, and then you get
the information. I believe Coco is a man.
right. All right, so cool beans. We're gonna do that, and I'm excited. This is an original tune from Amma. I wrote a letter to myself. Right before we do that, and right before we tie a bow, I'm gonna tie a bow on this experience with a few thoughts. But right before we do that, once again, I just want to say if there's anyone who wants to come to the stage, the goal is always just to say, hey, really, just to see your beautiful face, say hi, just see how you're doing. And for you to be on your way to a great day in us standing together as accountability partners. And if not, you want to just let this continue to be your background radio, then all good. That's all good too. So on that tip, everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning to the good brother, Eric Harrison. Eric, what's happening, baby?
What's going down, people? What's going down? How y'all doing today, man?
Doing well, Eric.
Yes, so great.
Doing well, broski.
So this morning has been a long morning already. Two meetings.
Yeah.
And more to come. And it's like, man. And then I had to go to the store.
Right.
Walking to the store right now with my hoodie on. My hair, you know, I got the pro. I'm like, you know, I got that pro that's looking like gummy for real. And I ain't trying, so it's like,
Right.
Yeah, only the older folks got that. I got the older folks. But no, it's just, you know, leaning into what's right here in front of you. You know?
Yes, sir.
And actually, I keep messing with Coco. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear what everybody's doing. And it's like, after all of the stuff that we went through, being inside and
Right.
being kind of, you know, to ourselves, it's almost like it's springtime, this time to bloom. I'm hearing that from everybody. You know, everybody's doing something. Everybody's making stuff happen, and everybody's helping one another.
Yes.
So it's just no vibe, you know. I'm loving it, you know.
I love it, fam. Yo, isn't it nice, man, in between the takeover meetings, to just be able to hang out, get a breath of fresh air with some good people, man, who get you.
Oh, yeah. 70, brother.
Yes, that's It's the fix right here, boy. Right. Right.
I might have a couple cases though.
Right. This is the fix right here. Now, I'm definitely feel you on that, bro. And I like what you're saying too, even echoing the sentiments of the spring and these kind of things, because it really is, man. It's a rejuvenation. And you know how we do. I mean, every moment we have the opportunity to, every day, we're rejuvenators. You know, we're continually rejuvenating ourselves, giving ourselves what we need, and then also, you know, sharing that, expressing that with others as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, my brother Dr. O is down there.
oh, Dr. O, nice to meet you, Dr. Osiris.
Yeah, that brother. That's definitely, we can always talk about serendipity.
Right.
He and I were together in high school. We knew each other way back when, whenever that was. We wanted to talk about women.
Right. I know how that goes. They say go back like stocking caps and waves.
Man, at least.
Right.
And we had been seeing each other for like, I would almost say like 25 years or so in between that time. But we found out we were in the same city at the same time.
Nice.
Got together and worked out. Of course, we got to work out.
Right.
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 We were in the gym, and then we just got to chop it up and just found out that we were on the same trajectory and doing the same thing. So
wow.
It's,
What a
and
reconnect.
that's what I mean by things coming together. Yeah, that's what I mean by things coming together. And it's not like I had to seek him out either. It just, things fell into place. And now he's hosting a room with me on Clubhouse. So that's
so amazing. Oh my.
Yeah, he's the kind of room that I talked about. Yeah. So if you listen to my there, that'll be him.
I love it, man. Yo, that's powerful. A 25-year reconnection, man, and for y'all to be on similar journeys in life and be able to partner back up in that way. Amazing, bro.
I don't like them either. I found that I still don't like them either. I just start to see them all
Right. Uh-oh, he sent the invite. Right. He was like, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm just gonna let it slide, but all right. Morning, Osiris. Morning, Doc.
Brother, he's right, man. We both in the same city, got together, it's been on ever since, man.
Wow.
I've been getting these brothers to join that 5 a.m. club with me.
Yes, I love it, man. I love it.
Yes, sir.
That's how you know when you're really up for it. When you're in the 5 a.m. club, that's how you know. You either that's how you separate like the serious from the not so serious.
Yes, sir.
So you can feel me on this. How do you feel about people that send those early morning texts like they've been up for like 8 hours already? Hi, wake up, good morning, let's get going. Yeah, we're gonna send you 8 games, and then I'm gonna send you a voice message, and we're gonna get going.
Right, go sit your ass down somewhere. Right.
I want to send it to the corporate folks. I can't, but at least I can just release it on.
Right.
So it's good.
Yo.
Because he can feel me.
Right. I was just about to say, you gotta share. Right. You gotta share.
No, that wasn't helping me. He helping me, man. I'm busting shop early in the morning, but it's all.
Yo, I love it, yo. I love it. It's like, yo, that's how you know. I'm the same way though. I'm guilty of the same thing. Like when I go through my pings, and I know a few of you all are a victim of this. I try to be strategic, but I'm like, yeah, certain people are like, yeah, I know they're not up right. But I'm like, they're probably like, damn, this dude is on 10 and it's fucking 7:30 in the morning. What's going on? Like, yeah, I can't help it. It's a little bit of goodness for you. Take it or leave it. It's all good. Stop. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I know that all too well. And I'm glad y'all brothers were able to reconnect. You know, it just really means something to be in this environment and to do powerful things together. And I'm just so glad because once again, it's like if you have a heart and an intention for positivity, you can go really far here, really fast. And it's organic. It's really organic. So nice to meet you, Doc. And man, welcome to the family. Yes. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say good morning to Lindsay. Lindsay, good morning to you. Lindsay, good morning. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning, Sherry.
Woo!
Good morning. Hey there.
Sherry, you there?
Oh, two Sherry. They're two
All
Sherry.
right.
Oh, yeah. I was like, that's one down at the bottom. Hey, welcome. You're right.
Lindsay, Sherry must be taking Goodall must be taking over the world right now behind her. Either that, or she's had some, let's just say, some edibles and don't know how to hit the mute button. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Well, it was her birthday yesterday.
It was her birthday. You're right. Right.
That's why I found this room because I saw Sherry was in here.
Yay! OMG, Lindsay, how are you today?
I am wonderful, thank you. Just getting my day started. So it's been so nice to listen in. It's a great way to start the day.
Oh man, so love it. In fact, yeah, I just sent you a DM on Instagram. I was like, I hope you're enjoying the show, and so I'm glad that I got the opportunity to hear your beautiful voice and to say hello to you. Yes, and I'm glad that you've been enjoying. And you said this is your first time actually experiencing this or being in this experience?
In this space, yes. We've been on the platform for quite a while.
Right.
Do a whole lot on the platform, but
Yes.
I saw Sherry was in here, and it's like, oh, Sherry. I pretty much love everywhere Sherry goes, so
Yes.
drop behind.
I'm just saying, right? In fact, and I'm celebrating, Sherry started the Women 40-ish and Over Club and had the first event last Sunday, had the Self-Care Sunday. So I'm excited. I agree with you. I so agree with you. And Lindsay, I think we met before in a room with Sherry when you all were, I think you all were doing something, related to social media and helping with branding and these kind of things. And I think so you're actually in that room.
That's probably true. We end up doing that a lot. So
Yes.
Sherry's been a guest in my weekly room collaboration over competition, and then we've been in the Saturday room together quite a few times. So the odds on that are pretty high.
Absolutely. Love it. And I'm so glad you were able to flow through. We're here. I do this room every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to usually about 10:30, as you can see, flow over, especially when it's really good. And so I'm just so glad that you were able to come through. So glad.
Well, that was my next question, was is this a daily thing? So I will jot it down because my day usually starts at 9 your time. And the first few hours of the day is when I can actually really listen in, and I'm a very active listener. I love to just be the fly on the wall because I can learn so much that way. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
It was lovely to hear from all of you this morning. I hope you just have a blessed day.
Yes. You too, 100%. And by all means, you're completely welcome here. It's always this relaxed kind of vibe. It's always fun. It's always friendly. It's always around just supporting each other in positivity. And I've been sending out messages because earlier on the show, I do what's called a BPS spotlight, where I just, chop it up, have a conversation with someone, interview them about their business, product, or service. I would love to with you. I'll send you a DM. And it could be later, like around this time, especially because of your time zone. But it's just a pleasure to see you. And yes, thanks for coming through. Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say good morning to Sherry Thompson. Again, Sherry, how are you?
Morning, Sherry. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Good morning, Sherry. How are you?
I am working just doing some work, but there's no meeting, so I can tap in.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
The universe is working in your favor.
Right, definitely. Oh man. I was trying to catch Eric's joke about Gumby because I used to watch Gumby as a kid. But I didn't know he had an afro.
What if you don't know?
That wasn't a joke. I was actually sharing something that beats my heart. You know, like,
Yes.
now I'm triggered.
Oh, wait a minute. Unless you're talking about Eddie Murphy's gumbo.
I was a huge Gumby fan
I
too.
didn't know Eddie Murphy made gumbo.
Well, you know what? I'm starving, so I went from Gumby to gumbo. I have not had enough breakfast. I've only been drinking coffee.
All right. Yeah, we gotta get something on the stomach. I'll pass you some of my steel cut oatmeal through this experience to nourish you.
Oh yeah, that sounds very good and
Are
healthy.
you all bullshit still cut?
Jerry, I want to do a donut.
You
That
have
would
a
probably be
spot of tea with that shit, bro.
better. A spot of tea.
Why you ain't eating no grits, bro? What's wrong?
You ate grits yesterday.
Right.
Oh, so here you go. Here you go, Mr. Healthy. Yes, make sure you have a great fruit with that. Man, I want greens.
Right. And I will go loathe and have self-pity after that. And you don't have anything to do with it. It's not your problem. I'll go cry in my own. Right. I love it, man. Sherry, it's so good to see you. I hope you've been enjoying this experience as always. You know how it is. We have some great conversations here every day.
Definitely. Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, everybody. On that tip, I am excited about this. We're gonna actually tie a bow on this experience in these last couple minutes. I'm glad to be able to share this. Once again, I want to remind you, if you didn't hear it earlier, this is what I want you to do. I want you to draw your attention to Sanahata, Amashandra's Abby. I want to draw your attention to our profile pic. The love and light. Sanahata, Amachandra, and I. Saturday, we will be presenting Love and Light, a live spring concert. This Saturday, March 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know, if you have not heard us perform together, or you just aren't familiar with with what we do, then you can, a couple ways. You can either just jump on YouTube, you can look at Ama's channel, you can look at my channel, Aaron Hill TV. You'll see a playlist there called Fruition Experience. You'll see Ama and the music. And then also you can jump on my Facebook page. I just shared the Love and Light album recording, because this is an album that we've recorded and we're rolling it out this spring. And this Saturday, we're going to do a concert around the album. So with that, we performed a song earlier. It was Ama's original song called Trust and Believe. And so now we're going to share another song from Ama's catalog. And this is I wrote a letter to myself. And so, Ama, this is really good because what I get a chance to do is I'm going to be accompanying you and following behind you. So you'll be able to take the lead and I'm going to accompany you. So I hope that you all enjoy this. I'll go ahead and set up the intro for you, Ama.
That's beautiful. Just gorgeous.
Ooh. Yes, yes, ma'am.
That girl can shine. That girl can shine. She can shine.
All the videos be coming up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay on unless I have to wait. Like, yeah, I forgot to wait on that. It's all extra. That's all because of
Yes.
The bottle I have to sit with each phrase and hear. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this song, when Amma first let me hear this song, I was like, wow, it really touched me. I mean, there's a number of songs that Amma has written that really touches me in different ways. The message, what it highlights, what it peers into. And when I heard this, immediately I was like, wow. First off, this song sounds like a song that I would hear in a movie. Every time I hear it, it's almost like I see this scene in a movie where you have a woman who's been through a lot and, she's looking at herself in the mirror. And I just hear this song playing in the background where she's at that point where it's the toughest point, but it's that come up point. It's where she's looking at herself and she's like, "Nah, I love you," and I see, and I'm lifting myself up now. I'm pulling myself to that place. I'm loving myself in a way that's different than my situation, than my circumstance, that my life, or that other people have treated me. And I see that ever since I first heard you sing that song, and it's been a couple years now. But first I heard you sing, I was just like, wow, I see this. I see like a movie. Like I see this, and of course that movie was life. It was just me seeing in my imagination what this song really, really speaks to. So not only was I happy to hear the song, and it became one of my favorite songs from your catalog, but then also when you told me about the fact that you had done the song and that the song was picked up and that it was featured on a project, the Queen of Fua project and everything. I was just like, man, this is amazing. This is amazing. Um,
Yeah, it's but I have a good friend that I was able to see when I was in Baltimore last time, and I
mhm,
managed her in one of like the local spots, and it was one of those where it's like we're gonna hug, and
mm,
we know we're gonna hug, and we hug, way past the socially acceptable. I love, love, and she was the first person that I heard this song playing like over the air, and I think I told you the story, like. Imagine waking up and you hear your song playing in the air. Like, where is that coming from?
mm,
And I wandered through the building until I got to her door, and I was like, that's you, that's me. And she's like, that's
wow,
you. She gave me, that's the first time we hugged. Yeah,
wow,
I was written during my rites of passage with Queen of Fua when I first became a sacred woman, and then later on a priestess in that work. But either way, just letting it be known that as she told that song, she tells me now still like that is still like the premier song. People find
right,
out that's me. They're like, oh my God.
right.
So thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and I'm excited because I think it's like one of those things where that song is so amazing and it's done so much already, and I feel like it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like I feel like the impact of it it's only begun, and that's why I'm looking forward to this Love and Light project. It's why I'm looking forward to this Love and Light concert, and it's why I'm looking forward to just continue to spread love and light. And I'm loving sharing that love and light with beautiful people like yourself and like everyone else that's here as the family, this beautiful family of people. We are love and light. And so on that tip, everybody, we are tailoring this experience. I'm always so grateful to share this experience, not only with you all, but the co-creation, what you bring to this experience is always so amazing. So, to my good peeps, Sherry and Sherry, Dr. O, Brother Eric, Tapora, Sanahara, Meyer, Coco. Yes, family. I love you all. And it's so good, as always, to be able to do this. I want you all to have the most amazing day on purpose. Even if you got this liquid sunshine in your area like I do, make it a great one, y'all. And as always, I look forward to being in accountability with you all. Yes, day after day. So, you know how it goes. Tomorrow, same time, same place. So let's open up our microphones. Let's affirm each other one last time as we go about our day. Sephora, so good to see you.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Alma. Hey, Coco. Everyone.
Yes.
Thank you so much for a beautiful space.
Yes.
Well, love, family.
You're welcome. Thanks so much, Aaron.
Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, Aaron.
Y'all
Peace.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Peace.
Everybody.
Peace. Yes, yes.